it's a growing community now from people all over the world that are coming in and offering their advice and asking for help. So it's been a really great community, so hope you enjoy your stay. Today's maintenance day for me, so I always do the maintenance first on my aquariums, and then we have a sit down chat after. But I'm here for questions, and hopefully when people start joining us today, there'll be more people to answer the questions as well. So I will just make a start on this tank. And now hopefully the sound's a little bit better too. Now I will start with the tanks. I extract water through a hose pipe, so I tend to fill the hose pipe with water via the tap, obviously. So I hear the bubbles stop. And then I disconnect it from the tap, and that starts the siphon going. It's as easy as that. So as always, I always start with the glass. Hi, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Thanks for joining us. Let's get the glass done first, as I always do. Kind of helps stir up a little bit as well. Get everything in that I need to try to siphon away. Got a bit of work to do on the Lotus today, even though I know I did some work on it the other week, but some of the leaves now that I left on there are looking a bit shabby now, so we'll trim that down again today. It started going nice and red again now, the Lotus, which is good news. So it's kind of looking good for the root tabs that I made. So seems to be coming back with a vengeance this last week. So hopefully the root tabs that I made are good, and I'll do a video about them, what I've put in them and how I made them. Team Gamer, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for rejoining us today. You are first in. Yeah, mate. I always maintenance on a Saturday is a case of getting the glass clean first. It never really needs it, to be perfectly honest with you, buddy. But it's always good just to keep. If you do it weekly, it's never a task doing it. So hi Ian, good afternoon. Love these chats. I do too. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Glad to see you back. As with Team Gamer. So yeah, Team Gamer, I always kind of start with the glass. It never really needs it, but the way I look at it is if you do it weekly, anyway, whether it needs it or not, it's always clean and never going to get to a point where it's bit hard, isn't it? Sometimes getting some of the algae off. And I always use a non-stick scouring pad, so they don't scratch the glass. And they're really good for getting algae off. I've tried magnetic glass cleaners that say that they're strong magnets, but they still fall off. I've tried the scrapers, and they're all right, but nothing's better than a non-scratch, non-stick pan scouring pad. Do the business, they do. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind, I'll be honest. I'm normally a little bit more set up than this, ready for the stream. But my mate rang me. I've not spoken to him for a bit, because normally when my mate rings me, it's when he's finished work, and it's normally between like 2 and 5. And well, I've been doing the live streams for the past 2 weeks, so I've not had a chat with him. So he rang me, so I'm a little bit behind, because I was like, got to 5 to 2, and I was like, better go, mate. I better go. So kind of set up my stall a little bit. Away we go. Donny Blackburn, afternoon, buddy. Hope you're well. I will follow you back on Instagram in a little bit, Donny. I've noticed before that you'd followed us on Insta. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, sometimes, mate, if you don't keep on top of your glass, I don't do either side. I don't do the back. I never do. But like sometimes it's just a nightmare, isn't it? Doing the algae, it can be, and because it's glass, and I know there's a lot of force on the glass already. I'm always just like dead wary of putting any more force on anyway, because that's the type of look I get. If anyone thinks, nah, that would never happen, that's the type of look I get. It would happen. We'll have to be a little bit careful. So today in the angel tank, I've kind of wanted to on the right hand side near the filters, funnily enough, near the intakes, there is a little bit of a dead zone, because it's all like rocks and caves, the angel tank. So there is a little bit of a dead zone. So every now and again, I'll get in there and like use a gravel vac, and I'll just vac out any detritus that's in there. And I looked today, and there is a build-up of detritus. So I thought, right, I'll get that done today. And then I look, and there's some Crebensis babies in there. So, and about, when I say some, there's probably about 50 Crebensis babies in there. But she's like, as soon as she saw me, she kind of hustled them back into the like all the leaves and crap that's there. So at the moment in the angel tank, I've got easily 50 Crebensis babies on that side, and easily 50 Crebensis babies on the other side. So at some point, I'm going to be overrun with Crebensis in that tank, aren't I? So, does anybody want any Crebensis? Yeah, I'm going to be overrun with them, aren't I? So, but it's a nice problem to have, in it. At the end of the day, it's a nice problem to have. I always kind of like trim away a few of the older leaves of the Anubias as well. Always hard to see though, isn't it? But yeah, I like to give it a bit of a trim back nowadays, the Anubias, because it's just all my Anubias is just like totally overgrown. So I am thinking of taking all the Anubias out of the side, like the side of this tank, and just like redoing it, and maybe try and thin it down a little bit, because it's just crazy. I'm overrun with Anubias, so I think we're gonna have to have a kind of like a bit of a rescape on it, if you will. but I'll be able to do it with fishing. It's just going to be a case of taking all the Anubias out, because, like, believe it or not, there's a massive piece of wood in there, and there's like 3 big pieces of dragon stone there, and like it's just been completely overrun with Anubias. So yeah, I might have to start considering cutting it back a little bit, take it all out, clean it all up, redo it. Would that be something people would want to watch on stream though? I don't know. Maybe. So if you are new, guys, this is a fish club meeting. We are getting people from all over the world coming in. It's only small at the moment, but it's growing, and but we're getting people that are like experts at things coming into the stream. So, like last Saturday, we had a guy who told us how to cultivate your own white worm for feeding your fish, which is really good. But like, I think the killer person that we've had in here at the moment, since we only started this 2 weeks ago, these fish club meetings. So, but the main or the best like person that we've had in the past 2 weeks is a guy that he breeds seahorses, and he was kind of like going through breeding seahorses. So you can come into these fish club meets and just like sit there seeing what's being said or take part. But when you get people that come in that do that kind of thing, everyone can kind of breed guppies, anyone can breed crebensis, anyone can breed whatever. But seahorses it's just one of those. It's a little bit special in it at the end of the day. So to have this guy in, and last Saturday, and honestly, no word of lie, he was in for about 3 hours as well. Proper nice guy, going into like all kinds. So yeah, it was really good last week. It was really good last Saturday. Say it's not very often you get talking to people that do that, breed seahorses. And by the time we finished, I wanted one. I've always wanted a reef tank anyway, but yeah, seahorses, something about them, isn't there? Hey Anna, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us. You're doing your friend's nails, but I've got you on in the background. Thank you very much. Hope your friend's okay as well. What colour are her nails? Or how are you doing the nails? Colours are fancy pictures. I'm always getting my hand in Team Gamer. Always. I'm always in there. I do always make sure I wash my hands though first. It's always a bit of a must. I'm like proper wary nowadays. Especially more so because I'm a truck driver. So I get all kinds of like grease and that ground in my hands. So I have to be like really careful, obviously. You don't want to be putting diesel oil into your tank, do you? So next week's live meetings, guys, we are going to be moving the time now to Monday, Wednesday and Friday. We'll be at 8 p.m. British summertime. And we'll still be doing the 2 p.m. ones on a Saturday. But this This Monday, there won't be a club meeting. There won't be a club meeting this Monday. So it's my mum's birthday. So I'll be down there. I'll be spending the evening with my mum. So if the chat can show my mum some love for her birthday, that'd be pretty cool. Because I know she will be watching. So cheers, Anna. She will be watching, I know. I'm taking her out tomorrow. And then because I'm back in work Monday. I kind of booked the wrong week off, really. I'm a truck driver, Team Gamer. Yeah, mate, drive a truck for a living. So yeah, you end up like your hands get full of diesel oil and just gets ground in. It's not ideal for it's not ideal. You stick your hands straight in the tank. I go for a lot of sugar. Washing my hands with soap and sugar. Not to get that like grainy scrubbing in your hands. Okay, so I don't know if I could put you down like that a little bit, maybe turn you around. I'm just going to give the so the lotus is growing back on this tank now. I did give it a real good trim back a few Saturdays ago, if you remember. But it's getting like it's trying to expand itself past its means. So certain things are going to have to come out. Some of these leaves are a bit deteriorating anyway, but it can't grow forward. At the end of the day, the glass is in the way. So might as well stop it even trying. So again, guys, you trim these as far to the bulb as possible, or as near to the bulb as possible, I should say. And when you start getting leaves that start showing holes in them like that, then it's time to trim them away. They've had the day, they're old. They've had the day, take them away. The plant will only try and use its energy to repair the leaf, and it'll never be able to repair the leaf. So get rid of it, then it won't repair it. So, and then it'll use all its energy producing new leaves. So I'm going to take that as well. Sometimes when they get so bushy, it's hard to see where that lily comes from. It's proper, because like I think now there's like 3 lotus plants here now. But only at 1 bulb ever went in it. But it's it's just produced more bulbs and little runoff plants. So when you look underneath, you can see the lotus comes from 3 different parts. So like I said, there's only ever 1 plant gone in there, but as you can, I don't know if you can properly see that, but there is an amazing amount of little leaves coming through. So like really, next Saturday, when this has had a week of growth, next Saturday, this probably will be looking amazing. Just gotta take that one there. God, it's so hard though. Because I've got the right one. Yeah. Because it's so bushy at the bottom now, and the leaves are quite delicate, so I don't really like moving them about a lot, really. But that's looking pretty good. In fact, that one can go as well. Where's that one too? It's just had over the past week, This has just had like a massive surge of growth. It's been mad. Let's take both of them. While we're in there, may as well. So now the lotus should, yeah, it's gonna explode. I have actually taken a leaf that I didn't want to take, but hey ho, it's so bushy. As you can see, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 12 lilies there now. Just like, it's just so good. I love it. I love that plant. It's so good. And it, like the one in the angel tank at the moment is looking pretty awesome. So it'll be nice to get this one back to that. But they can't be awesome all the time at the end of the day. So you've got to, like, sometimes it can be looking good, but if the leaves are looking deteriorated, you have to make that hard decision to take them leaves away and kind of ruin a plant a little bit earlier than you probably get another couple of weeks of it looking great, but it's not doing the plant any good. So get rid of the leaves and let it. Sometimes you just got to make that hard decision, I'm afraid, to put it back and let it regrow. So like, that's cut right back now, but like I say, next week I think all these lilies here will be up here next week, I think, because they are quite fast growing. So hopefully it doesn't make a lie of them. Yeah, looking good. Right, I'm gonna start putting the water back in. I do the water a little bit slower when it goes cold. See how it comes out today, because it has been cold in the UK for the past few days. But we'll see what the water's like. I just don't put it in too fast anyway. It's just not to adjust the temperature too much. I only really affect the temperature by a couple of degrees anyway. It's currently not too bad. So, dechlorinator. Fertilizer. Liquid CO2. Cheers, guys, to everyone there wishing my mum happy birthday. Really good of you. Cheers, guys. Thank you. She'll be buzzing with that. Yeah, she watches all my videos and everything. So, #1 fan. So, how many that are in the chat at the moment, do any of you fertilise your plants? It's been a bit of a mad few, like 24 hours on Facebook, because I posted a video about water changes on Facebook. And it's about rainbow fish water changes, because you'll see today I do like 40-50%. But the thumbnail's controversial because it says don't do 10% water changes, and that's kind of what everyone does by rule, or a lot of people do by rule. So obviously it pulls in quite a few views when I put them on Facebook. So I've done that. I did that yesterday, Saturday morning. Loads of people are like, we don't have to do weekly water changes because you're why are you fertilising your plants? Well, I know why I fertilise my plants, because plants need food. But how many people fertilise the plants? Hi Wayne, buddy, how you doing, mate? Welcome back. You don't fertilise any of your plants, Wayne, no? And you don't do water changes? I think we've discussed this before, haven't we? So I do. I like doing them though as well. What's your plant growth like though, Wayne? So yeah, I dose daily because it says on the thing to dose daily, but see how things change. But I have seen where like people do comparisons of tanks that have been fertilized and tanks that haven't. So I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? I just don't think there's enough because I've actually just gone out and tried. Well, I'm going to order more for the CO2 tank. Because like yesterday's stream, we were talking about growth and fertilizing in CO2 tanks, and there's someone called Jax that came in and they do CO2. CO2 tanks pretty new to me. So yeah, when Jax come in, they knew about it. So I was kind of like quizzing them throughout the chat as well yesterday on the stream, and they recommended like iron and potassium, I think. So yeah, I'm just in the process. I'm going to order that on Amazon in a bit. It's a learning curve, isn't it? It's weird though how some people don't. Nice, mate. That's good then, isn't it? You do all right. Where are you waiting? Where else in the world are you, buddy? So yeah, I do have tropical soil in here and a root tablet. But you know, like, I think why you root tabbing? I don't root tab around here very often because it's all Anubias. But I do have the front plants here tend to get changed quite a lot. Kind of get something and then get bored of it, and I'm a nightmare with plants. Hence why I've been saying I'll probably end up taking all the Anubias out of here and kind of redoing it a little bit because I like to have a bit of a tinker, you know. You like to have a bit of a tinker. So yeah, I have just built a CO2 tank, and so if anyone's not seen it, just nip onto my channel later and give it a watch. I'd like to know what everyone thinks of it, to be perfectly honest. It's my first ever like proper tank build on video. It's not my first proper tank build. It's my first proper tank build video. So kind of filmed the whole process and then edited it down to like 9 minutes. So I'd like to know what people think. I think it's all right. Norfolk, nice, mate, nice. So yeah, so you get a pretty good tank. Oh man, I can't talk. I'm gonna have to go and grab a drink. You get pretty good plant growth then, don't you? Sorry guys, let me just grab a drink. My mouth's dried up on me. All this water in my mouth's dry. Everlast, thanks for joining us today, buddy. Thank you. Very cool aquarium. Cheers, buddy. I do have 4 in here. I'll do maintenance on 2 today. Kind of don't do maintenance on the CO2 tank. Kind of do that first thing in the morning before the lights come on. Water change, just so you're not taking CO2 out, obviously. Nice, mate. Are you on Instagram, Wayne? If you are, buddy, kind of follow me on Insta, mate, and I'll follow you back and have a look at your tanks and that. Because I am intrigued regarding fertilizing and that. Yeah, Kev, it's kind of like, it's weird, mate. Because like, I look at now, having an aquarium, if you've got plenty of tanks, it's a water garden. And kind of like, if you've got a normal water garden like this, that's like your home garden, if you will. But if you've got CO2, then I kind of think it's like more like a RHS garden, if you will, or a show garden. You know what I mean? They're kind of like just another level. So I've done this CO2 tank build. And yeah, it's kind of, like I say, it's my first one, so. So I'd say hi to everyone who's in today. If you aren't a subscriber to the channel, if you could just ding that subscribe button, guys, that'd be awesome. And if you can press the like button while you're there, it just helps the channel grow. We are a small channel, but try to build it up. We do these fish club meetings 4 days a week. That could possibly go to like 6 days a week, because I am looking at maybe doing like a club membership meets, maybe like twice a week, so like Tuesday and Thursday, doing like, so like it, but it's just, it's all in the process at the moment. So as you can see, I just fill the tank back up slowly. So I do add KH and GH buffers to this water. Comes straight from the tap. It's a 6 point. It's round about 6.8 to 7 pH. GH is 0, KH is 0. So I always add a little bit of both, and just to keep them both round about between like 3 and 8, or 3 and 6 ish, really. So when I get little, when I get like little Java fern plantlets that have jumped off, I kind of go back into the middle of the Java fern where it's thick and replant it. And that is what I do with quite a bit of my Java fern. Hence why the Java fern is like proper bushy. But yeah, it looks pretty cool though. And the rainbow fish love it. They do kind of spawn in there quite a lot, really. I'm just going to turn the water up a little bit, guys. It's don't need trickling in. That's better. See, it's not actually that cold, to be perfectly honest. It's obviously it's not warm, but yeah, it's not too bad. Hi Matthew, thanks for joining us today. Nice tank, thank you. What fish are you keeping? So at the moment in this one, it's a rainbow fish tank. So there's Bozeman's rainbow fish. I've got blue turquoise Lake Katubu rainbow fish, Madagascan rainbows, Western rainbows, Susi rainbows, and then there is also a few little crebensis knocking about. There's a absolutely stunning black red tail shark who's just there on the lotus there. And then yeah, I've just got a few little tetras in this tank, but this is predominantly rainbow fish. Then I have a 300 litre that's got angelfish in it, crebensis again, nice shoal 20-25 cardinal tetras, and there's about a dozen phantom tetras in there as well. I do want to double the amount of cardinals that I've got, which would be making a shoal of around 50 would look pretty decent. How many different plants are in there? Okay, yeah. So I'm a bit of an Anubias fan, but in there there's crypts, there's a little bit of Ludwigia, Lotus Tiger Lily, Anubias gracilus, I think it's called, maybe. There's a little Amazon sword at the back there, Java fern, and then there's like 4 different types of Anubius, all in that clump there. And there's a bit of Bucephalandra in there as well. Any plecos? Yes, Matthew. So in here, there's a redfin thresher. In the angelfish tank, there is a breeding pair of starlight plecos. There's a green phantom plec in there. And there should be 2 gold nugget plecs in there as well. They went in round about last October. The last time I saw them was the 23rd of December, and I have not seen them since. But if 2 have died, I've never had like an ammonia spike that you'd probably expect from 2 plecs dying. For 2 plecs to die and not see a single body is another weird one. So knowing that plecs are a little bit like too hidey, I don't know if they're in there or they're dead, but I'm kind of thinking and hoping that they are still in there. But yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Hopefully they are. Thanks, Eco. Thanks for joining us today, buddy. Your fish are beautiful. Cheers, buddy. Alvaro, thank you for joining us today, buddy. Nice to see you in the chat. Eco, you're in Indonesia. Nice, buddy. Let's see, this is what we get. We get people from all over the world. In these club meetings up to now, we've had people from Australia. We're having people from the States and Norway, Austria, all over the place. Indonesia, India, Iran. There's like people from all over. We had a guy the other day that bred seahorses, and that to be honest, he was probably like the not guest starry, but like the person that spoke up and give an insight in what they do. He was probably the best one yet, you know, for such a small club meet. You know, it's only a small channel and try to grow the YouTube channel. I want to grow the club meets, and they are small. So to get someone that does something so special, like so early on, you know, it's like really, really good. It kind of really gives you the incentive to carry on these club meets, because like they're not somebody you come across in the hobby every single day. You don't go into a fish shop and get talking to someone who's looking at fish and go, "So what do you do, mate?" And he goes, "Oh, I breed seahorses for a living." You don't get it, do you? So it was kind of like a bit of it's like a special moment, if you will, for someone who's like passionate in the hobby. And yeah, it was a really good meet. It was a really good like interaction we had with this guy. And his name was Love for Seahorses or something like that. And I have got it wrote down somewhere, to be honest. Passion for Seahorses, I think it was. So yeah, what a guy. Bri, Motley Cure, tank is so pretty. Thank you so much. Then with the orange tail at the end. Yeah, Matthew, they're the male Bosemani. They are stunning, mate. They're actually the fish that got me into rainbow fish. But as a favourite, now they've, in my opinion, they've been taken over by the Susi, right? Yeah. And I do have 2 Susi rainbow fish in here. But during the day, they're not that. They're just a silver fish. They're both here now. I'd move the camera and show you if they were like anything worth looking at. Because they're just a silver fish at the moment and nothing special. But next week's streams, then I'll show you them. Because from like 6 p.m-ish, what they change colour. And they go from like this pretty drab silver fish with just a hint of colour to this amazing like fluorescent pinky orange fish. And like, wow, they are like something else. There is a short on my channel, and it's you kind of see this silver fish, like the Susie, and he's swimming. And as he turns, he changes colour. So the silver fish, as he changes colour, he turns into, like I say, into this like fluorescent pinky orange fish. And it's like, oh, I captured it on a short. Luckily, I was lucky to get it really. But yeah, they've kind of overtaken the Bozeman's a little bit, mate, to be honest. Eco, my name's Russ. I'm sorry, just let me go back a bit because I've just, I think I just missed a bit on the chat. Just put you back up here a little bit. Something breaking my back. Eco, I don't understand what that one is, buddy. How long do you leave your lights on? Right, Alvaro, how long do I leave my lights on? So, my lights are the fluval plant lights. So I use their sun, like the sunset and the sunrise. So like, but I do have it all set on a preset on myself. So the lights come on at 11 o'clock, but they come on and they're really low. So from 11 till 12, it's like sunrise time. So the lights are on, but they're not like any power. Like I say, just gradually come up to midday. And then from midday to 8 o'clock at night, they're on the same constant, which I think is round about, I think they're about 60%. The fluval plant lights, the 3 white light settings are on about 60% on this. And then from 8 till 10, or like for like 8 till 5 to 10, I get a sunset. Then I kind of get a few minutes of moonlight, and then 10 o'clock they go off. That's it. So like they are the highlight for 8 hours, and low light for 3. So yeah, technically 11 hours, which is probably is overkill, but like I say, the 3 hours extra, it is just like low level lighting, so it doesn't really cause me any problems. So yeah, Wayne, I don't actually have red, mate. I want red rainbows, but yeah, the Bozeman's are special, mate. They really are. I do want red rainbows, but so hard to get hold of. And then before anyone's stop typing, if you're saying you can buy them online, I know I can buy them online. I know. I don't have a problem with buying online. I have a problem getting deliveries of things I've ordered online. So if anyone's about, like last Friday's chat, I was supposed to have some plants delivered, and the Royal Mail let us down, said that they'd been, and they hadn't, because I've been in the house all day. But then I kind of told them that it was a live item. It was plants, so I wasn't lying. But I didn't tell them. I just said it was a live item, and that was doing a live stream, and they wouldn't, to hundreds of thousands of people. Another lie, technically. But anyway, 20 minutes into the stream, there was a knock on my door, and the Royal Mail brought my plant. I brought my plants, so fair dues to him in the long run. But he didn't come in the first place, so just trying to wriggle out of it. It was a Friday, I wanted to go home early. You're a fish collector, are you, Eco? Nice, mate. What fish do you have? So I never really touched the plants down this side as well. So like the plants down that side are a little bit shabby. They are. Kind of leave them because the amount of spawning that goes on in that corner there, honestly, it's like a brothel or something. You know, it's crazy. The amount of, don't know what goes on in there. They must be playing Barry White in that corner or something. But the amount of spawning that goes on, I just don't go in there chopping leaves away. I just let it go. You know, I kind of just let it do its thing, because I don't want to disturb any fish that you can get in there. I have recently noticed, I mean like last night, a little corridor came out, a little bronze corridor. So like that'll be like the first corridor I've had come in this tank. So, which is nice to see. Do you like predator fish, do you, Eco? Yeah. I think you was in last week, wasn't you, mate? Didn't you ask us about arowanas or something like that, if I remember rightly? Sammy Fire, hiya, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Hope you've had a good evening. For anybody that's in at the moment that's not currently subscribed to the channel, guys, if you could just dink that subscribe button and the like button and show some love in the chat, because it's all good, isn't it? So I'd say, yeah, if anyone could just subscribe to the channel, guys, it just helps us grow. We are a small channel, small fish in an absolutely massive pond. So the more fish that can join this small pond makes it a bigger pond, doesn't it? I know what I'm saying anyway. Thanks, White Star. I do try, mate. I do try. Put a lot of work. I put a lot of work into my YouTube channel. I do. So it kind of gets a little bit discouraging when your videos kind of don't get watched. So if you have I struggle getting my head around that I've got over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, but none of my videos have appeared in over 2,000 feeds. So if you have subscribers and YouTube aren't putting my videos in your feed, then you know what I mean? It kind of does discourage you a little bit sometimes, it does. But doing the live chat and then talking to you guys, just I don't know, helps me connect to you guys and makes it all worthwhile. Because I do love doing these live streams. I kind of buzz on, I really do. So when I think I've got all my leaves out, I can guarantee it'll be at least another 10. Why is that? What is all that about? So I do have quite a large Anubias that grows at the back here. That's kind of another reason why I'd like to rescape this tank a little bit. And I've just had 2 weeks off, so I could have done it then. But I've got another. He's growing out. He's growing out water. So it's like I'm trim him back because I kind of don't want him touching the light. Unbelievable, like that one was kind of singed a little bit, if you will. Well, black, you know, where it's been touching the light. So, but I'm a bit of a fan of Anubias. Kind of love it. When I went into the shop near me, like 2 weeks ago, looking for a plant, they didn't have the plant I wanted, but they did have the Anubias gracilis down there, whatever it's called, gracilis or something. And god damn, I was like, I've never seen that before. Triangular leaf Anubias. And I was like, I've never seen that before. So yeah, I ended up getting one. You got it, haven't you? Why not? Why not? Just kind of got to bear with me, guys, because we're close to the load line. Ostrava, thanks for joining us today, buddy. Do you add liquid plant food, Stuart? Sorry, guys, I just missed a few people out there on the chat. Rambo fishes, God, the rainbow fishes, James. Rambo, yeah, I wish there were rainbow fish. Just bear with me one sec, guys. I'll come back to the chat. Just going to whip the water off. Let me just catch up on the chat. Mike D, thanks for joining us today, buddy. How you doing? Stuart Underwood, thanks for joining us, mate. Do you add liquid plant food? I do add liquid plant food, mate. Yeah, it's something I kind of like to discuss on stream, and I was discussing it earlier on in the stream because I add fertilizers, but there's people that don't add fertilizers. So yeah, it's a bit of a mad one, mate. But yeah, I do. I add fertilizer. My CO2 tank, I add APT3, which is a complete, but I've been advised to get some iron and some phosphorus, which I'm going to order later on. The iron will hopefully get the red plants redder. So yeah, I've always thought the red plants weren't going red because the light weren't strong enough, but apparently it's an iron thing. So yeah, I'm going to get some iron and try that. But yeah, mate, I do add liquid fertilizer, mate. Sammy Fire, what is that? Don't know, mate. Ostrava, thanks for joining us, buddy. Looks great, brother. Thank you so much. My name is Johnson Lowe. Thanks, Eco. Stuart Underwood, I was with you. Please answer. Sammy Fire and Stuart, take it you two. Do you guys know each other or have you talked before, have you? Just got myself an electric blue Cara. Donny, I love them, mate. I love them. I was looking at them actually in my local fish store on Thursday. They are awesome, aren't they? Beautiful. I did have electric blue rams, which are like obviously not the same fish, but like the same colour and that. That electric blue is something else, buddy, innit? Something else. Who's that kingfish? Kind of bro. That's a black stripe, white tip on the tail. Pretty cute. Kind of brown, black stripe. I take it you mean it's a western rainbow fish, mate. If that's the one I think you're going on about, white star, I think it's the western rainbow fish, mate. Possibility, anyway. It's the only one that's really got a pretty definitive black stripe, but it's not got a white tail, so. Thanks, Ian. Right, Alvaro. So once a month or so, when I do the water change, I extract water into a bucket and I clean all the filter media in the bucket once a month. I did it a couple of weeks ago actually on stream because the filter kind of stopped on us while we were doing the water change. Yeah, so I do it all in there. I squeeze out my sponges, but I only really give like the loose filter media, like the stones and all that. You know what I mean, the plastic bits. My head's kind of just gone on me there. So yeah, I kind of just give them a shake in the water, mate. But I do it like once a month. I do it on all my tanks. In all fairness, now my FX4 doesn't get done once a month. It doesn't really need it. So yeah, that kind of gets left. That's probably about 4 weeks ago since I did the FX4. So I'll probably leave it another 4 weeks. I'll probably end up doing it live on stream. I actually did the 307 in here 2 weeks ago on stream because it kind of packed in on me. So I'm going to move that to there. I've got my table with all my stuff on it. See, I'm pretty prepared, me guys. I'm pretty prepared. And I'll turn you around. We'll put you there. Do the angelfish tank. Not nice. That's... So the angelfish tank is like a forest scape. And I've kind of let the plants take over, really, because there's quite a lot of root work. So all these there's all like tree branches sticking up, and there's all root work that goes around the rocks. And I spent a lot of time doing the root work, and then I've just let the Anubias kind of grow over it, but I still kind of like that look. And that lotus is obviously something else. I don't mind predator fish, buddy, Eco. I used to have piranha years ago. Old rusty nails work for things like lilies and rotalids. You know what, Wayne? You're not the first person that said that. Someone said like sticking it yesterday. The old-fashioned way is sticking a nail in your gravel, which is mad, isn't it? It's just madness, isn't it? I use more difficult plants in the CO2 tank, mate. CO2 is a learning curve for me, buddy. So easy plants, because there's no CO2 or anything running in these, so I'm just quite happy with them plants. If I started injecting CO2, which I may end up putting CO2 injection into this tank, then obviously I'll go on the more harder plants. But there's no point spending hundreds of pounds on plants and putting them into a system that they won't grow in, buddy. So I'm not up for any of that. I ain't got that kind of money, mate. Sorry, have I answered someone's question wrong? I don't know. What time do I feed my fish, Ian? Generally, probably about 8 o'clock at night. I do only really feed them once a day. I know rainbow fish kind of like little and often, but sometimes when you work, it's not. You can't do it, can you? So yeah, so they just get fed once a day. That tends to be frozen food or like a good quality flake. And then in the evening, when the lights go out 3 nights a week, I will then, an hour after the lights go out, I then put some bottom feeder food down. So that kind of brings the plex out. Well, 3 of the 5 in that tank. Because it still doesn't bring out the gold bugget plex. So one day, maybe. So I kind of have to watch around here, guys, because we have quite a massive amount of crib babies. So I'll do it. See if I can zoom you in there, right? Guys. I can't really see you here, so I might be showing you nothing. But so around there, there's quite a few babies around there. I'm not sure if you can see them, but yeah, she's got quite a lot of babies. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's always nice. It's nice getting life in your aquariums, isn't it? So I'm not gonna do the glass in here this week. All I'm gonna do is a little water change. I'm not gonna do anything else because, like I say, I do have cribs down both sides that have got babies. So I will just start the water coming out of this. Don't want to disturb them babies, guys. It's one of them, innit? Give them the best chance they can have. And you get quite a few survive. I do end up swapping them out with food at my local fish store, and it's a good little thing going. So water's coming out of there. I'll just see what's going on the chat. Grab my drink because I'm full list of fish in this tank, mate. Andrew, thanks for joining us. So there's angels, crebensis, red phantom tetra, 3 different types of plec, and probably 4 or 5 different types of Corridora in here as well. That's what's in there, in the rainbow fish tank. 5 or 6 different types of rainbow, silver tip tetras, black red-tailed shark, redfin thresher, and a couple of crebensis. The crebensis were never really supposed to stay in the rainbow tank so they went in there to grow out. I put 30 in there, and when they were about half an inch, like 1 centimeter, so I put them in there and they grew out, and I kind of caught what I thought was all of them, swapped them out for food, got home, lo and behold, there's like still 4 in there. So I've left them in there and they breed and they keep me supplied with dried food, if you will, really. So JNDV, thanks for joining us today, buddy. I have just read your comment there, mate. I never had a flower on, mate. I wouldn't really know where to start. But what I'd say is check your water parameters, like with any fish. To start off with, check your water parameters, make sure they're all okay. But if there's anybody in the chat that knows about flower horns, we do have a question to put to everybody. What can I do to make my flower horn more vibrant in colour? Here's a KZZ. Is KOK is okay. And I do 30% water change every week. So if anybody's out there, guys, that does know about flower horns, because this is how the live chat, this is how these club meetings work, mate. If I don't know, I won't BS you, and we'll put it to the chat, and we'll see where we go from there, mate. If anyone comes back and lets you know, hopefully they will, buddy. And over time, when the chat grows and that, there'll be a lot more. Is that right, Stuart? Yeah, I do use different fertilizer on this than I do on the CO2 tank, but I am getting, like I say, I'm going to get some iron, get some potassium, and take it from there. How many gallons is this one? Right, mate, this is like Alvaro. This one's 300 litres, and I'm kind of old school, me, mate. I'm an old man. I'm not sure what the gallon is, but I know there is a converter on Google, but I'm not sure what gallon it is, mate. But yeah, 300 litre and it's 4 foot long. Jay, thanks for joining us, buddy. Hope you're well. Hope the family are well. Jensen Lou, thank you, buddy. Thanks for joining us today. It's nice to welcome you to the club. In this tank, mate, no, I don't in my large tanks and I don't in my shrimp tank, but I do have a CO2 tank that it's kind of an experiment for me, mate. The build video for the CO2 tank actually dropped on my channel yesterday. So if you get a chance to watch it, mate, I'd like to see what you think. Go easy on me. It is my first ever proper tank build video. I kind of break down my old CO2 tank. I've been doing CO2 for like 18 months and learning it. You know, it's trial and error kind of thing. So, and I've kind of upgraded some of the plants, and so yeah, give it a watch, mate, and see what you think. I'd like to see what everyone thinks, because I do go easy on me those. the first time. I used to have clown loach Sammy Fire in here, but they make it quite impossible to breed anything, mate, because they're a bit of a nightmare. Avik Rosales, thank you, buddy. Hi. Thanks for joining us. You put water beside it. I don't, mate. No, straight from the tap. How I do my water changes, buddy. Straight from the tap. I do it a little bit slowly. Don't affect the water temperature only by a couple of degrees. I've done it like that all my 40 years in this hobby, and I've never had a problem. I'm a bit old school, me, buddy. I was here before water tests. You know, that's all I can say. I was here a long time before water tests. I was here a long time before you had to kind of cycle your tank, and when everyone knew what cycling a tank was. So yeah, I'm a bit more old school, me, mate. Not a problem, JNDV. Like I say, hopefully someone answers. They may have done in the chat. I'm just a little bit behind on the chat, which is what I do quite a lot. I know, Jay, they're looking good. So 2 days ago, they came out for the first time, but they were still like just lingering on the gravel. And I kind of did do a little short on my channel for it. But then when I got up this morning and looked, and they were all up in the water, so I dinked my light on quick and just got like a 10-second clip of them swimming in the water, and I put that on my channel earlier. But they are doing really well. They are doing really well. And with it being so heavily planted, they have a really good chance of survival. Not a problem, Sammy Fire. Take care, buddy. Oh my God, I'm quite well behind on chat, guys. How do you fix my 20-gallon cloudy water? Tristan, I've got a video on my channel, mate, about cloudy water. If you've not done any work in your tank to make it cloudy, and you've not added any kind of like any medicines to the water that'll make it cloudy, then do a test. If the water's okay, kind of leave it, mate. Just leave it. Don't do any water changes. What you've got going on there is a bacterial bloom, and if you do a water change, you'll reset the bloom and it'll start again. So if you just let it go, it could take a couple of weeks. Keep doing the water tests, make sure everything's fine. But yeah, just let it ride out, buddy. If you watch my video on the thumbnail, it just says Cloudy Aquarium, no problem, mate. Give that a watch. It explains more in depth what is actually going on in your tank, mate. I'm just gonna I don't have to go. I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna turn the water off, but I'm extracting, aren't I? So it's been a bit rushed my morning, guys, to be honest. I think the Saturday streams will probably have to start at 2:30. I have quite busy mornings on a Saturday because I go shopping, I take my mum shopping, and it's just a bit rushed. So yeah, we're gonna have to do so like the streams now will probably be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. and then Saturday it'll be 2:30, and take it from there, like between 2 and 2:30 when I get in and get set up. Yeah, as I say, Monday's stream won't go ahead. Monday's stream, I'm a little bit busy. Okay, so I will start putting the water back in. I kind of know where I take these tanks every week. So like I say, I do add GH and KH buffer, but I know how much to add each week because I take the same amount of water out each week. For those that weren't earlier on in the stream, my KH and GH in the tap water where I live is 0. on both. So yeah, so unfortunately I do have to add buffer. And when I don't add buffer, I know about it. After a few weeks, my rainbows start looking thin. Yeah, because see, it's like a bit of a thing about adding buffers, isn't it? Some people do, some people don't. But I will tell you what happens when I don't. When I don't add the buffers, because obviously, because my water is so soft, yeah, my fish health deteriorates when I don't. So, as I always say, I don't teach people how to do things in the aquarium. But what I do is show people how I do things in the aquarium. And that's all we can ever do, because everything's always so different. Always so different. So next week I'm going to try and do a collaboration stream with a guy in America. He's a small YouTuber like myself, and we're going to kind of do a bit of a collaboration, maybe try and introduce him to the great British public, and try and introduce me to the Americans a little bit better, and that kind of thing. But he grows he has Neocaridina shrimp, and his water, they thrive in his tanks, and his water is 180 GH. 180 GH. Whereas in my Neocaridina tank, it's probably around about 5. Because that's what my mate, who has a shrimp channel on YouTube, that's what he recommends. And that's where mine thrive at. So it's a little bit weird how we can all have these shrimp thriving in such different conditions, yet we know that they're really, really sensitive to changing condition. So it's weird, isn't it? They are some nice angelfish, Everlast. They are. Is it 66 gallon, mate? 300 litre. Cheers for that, buddy. I will just, guys, I'm really far behind on the chat, so I will try and catch up on the chat with my finger there. So don't let it overflow. Bear with me one sec. Just try that, please. Cheers, Donny. I am well behind on the chat, guys. Bear with me. Lahuru, thanks for joining us today. Have the aquarium water tested for ammonia? Cheers, Plug. Thanks for sorting that one out, mate. RJ. Vibes Aquatics, thanks for joining us today, lurking in the background there. Thank you. Lahuru is from Sri Lanka. Thanks for joining us, buddy. We have people from all over the world joining us in these club meetings, so that's really good. Kyanite, before water testing, these were the options I knew. Those on the top tank went to evaporate, and those weekly 2 week water change. Yeah, it's weird, mate. Our times have changed, buddy. Nelson Swartz, thank you for joining us, buddy. I don't actually, mate, no. I'm just trying to whiz through, so if I'm going a bit fast on these, sorry. I did see the clip of them earlier. They're looking beautiful. They are, mate. They are. They're pretty awesome. Live bacteria can cause cloudy appearance. Cheers, Plug. What's your favourite style of filter? Hang on back, some sponge, etc. I am a big fan of canister filters, me, buddy. I love canister filters. I think they're really good. They just give you everything you need at the end of the day. I've never had a sump, but I believe sumps are quite good, but they scare me. Until I watched a video on how they actually work, because I always think, God, you could empty your tank, but you actually can't if you fill it right. You can't empty your tank. But yeah, sumps and canisters, technically a sump kind of like a canister anyway, in a way, really. You know what I mean? Like an exposed canister, if you will. Alvaro, so my rainbow fish tank set at 78, and my angel fish tank is set at 82. My Carradine are bulletproof. I've literally left them off system for 9 months and they're thriving. Wayne, I do the same. My shrimp now, my shrimp tank, I hardly touch it. I have actually done a bit of work on it this week for the first time in ages. I've introduced another air stone into there to try and get a bit of water circulating because of a bit of a dead point because it's a sponge filter. But it's stability, mate, in it with them. Let them do whatever they want. Don't really do water changes in there. It is more top ups on my shrimp tank, and yeah, they thrive through it. Danny Blackburn, that is music to my ears, buddy. Thank you so much. CO2 tank build was great. Would recommend everyone to give it a watch. Thanks, mate. So would I. So everyone that's in at the moment, I did do a CO2 tank build 6 weeks ago. And I've just kind of waited for it to all grow in because it was majority like tissue culture plants. So I've let it grow in so you get an half decent thumbnail. And it's my first tank build. And yeah, I kind of liked it. I liked when I'd done the editing, I liked it. And that's rare for me because I normally don't really like what I put out. But that's not because I don't like the content I put out. It's because I don't like watching myself. But to be perfectly honest, I think what it is, I'm hardly in it. I think thinking about it, when I say it out loud, so yeah, so when I launch my videos, I understand now. I've always been one of those that's like, why do these actors say they don't like watching themselves? I kind of understand it now. I do understand it now. And so I don't really like watching myself. So I don't in particular like putting out what I put out because I'm on it. You know, I don't like it. But the CO2 tank build, I'm not really in it that much, if you will. Not like sat in front of a camera talking in it. So, yeah, guys. So I think that's probably why I like it more. But yeah, it's pretty good. I'm quite happy with it as well. And the plants I have upgraded. I've got plants there's like advanced plants in there, medium and advanced. There is still some easy plants in there. Like I do put Anubias in there because if you've not noticed, I kind of love Anubias, you know. But there isn't a Lotus Tiger Lily in there because it's only a 60-litre tank. So, Ahmed, thanks, buddy, for joining us today. Just wanted to say hi and leave a comment and that. Thanks, buddy. If you're still in, cheers for that, buddy. Yeah, if anyone that's in at the moment is not a subscriber to the channel, if you can just ding that subscribe button, guys, it'd be fantastic. Click the like button, maybe even check out at least one of my videos, maybe even two to help me get noticed by the YouTube algorithm. All my videos are educational, guys, and obviously all free. So you can show me some love, show the chat some love as well, guys. I know my mum's in. It's a birthday on Monday, so if anyone can show us some love for a birthday, that'd be all good. Caught up on chat. Caught up. So the crib babies are looking awesome. They are really, really, really well. And there's loads of action going on the other side. There is loads of action going on the other side. So we have got cribs all over the show at the moment. So that's all good. All good. And like I know when you do like if you've got fry, if you have got fry knocking about, a water change can like help a little bit as well with the development of fry. It's not something that you should like refrain from doing if you've got fry. Still does them a world of good. But these two are like, they are really, really defensive. Really defensive. It's fascinating to see just how defensive, like, and what a great parental job that cribs do, to be perfectly honest. Like, from the minute they decide to start spawning and clear an area, they have used a cave that's round at the back there. Like, obviously, they clean it off, and as soon as that process starts, and they go into like defense mode a little bit. Incredible. It's incredible. Nothing's been injured with them because they all kind of know not to go down there. But, the way they look after the babies, sometimes they can be a little bit like, when you feed them, they'll be like, "Right, kids, you're on your own. We're off to go and get McDonald's or whatever." You know what I mean? When you feed them, they just leave the kids on their own. But apart from that, they are like really, really good. So too busy talking as I always the chlorinator, fertilizer, liquid CO2, just to give it a bit of just to help with the algae a little bit. Happy days. I know I did do the buffer, I just didn't do the rest. It does look a little bit dull at the moment, guys. I have to put a towel across the back when I put the lid back, because it is a glass lid, this. I did have it commissioned. So it's like, it's on a hinge. So it's not like too much weight in the middle. I put like a towel there it just holds it so it's not going all the way back on the hinge. And soon we can have a sit down and chat. I can give you my undivided attention then, guys. I do love maintenance. I love maintenance day, but to be honest, it looks like I don't really need to ever do much, but I kind of do my maintenance during the week as well. So I'll look at something and I'll be like, man, I'll just go in there and deal with it, you know? And it's kind of how I do it. Sometimes I think I'll leave it till maintenance day. And then half an hour later, without thinking about it, I'm doing it. Mad, isn't it? Mad what we do. Just can't sit there and let it not be right. So what kind of filters are all you lot running in your tanks? So I've got I've got to admit, I am like proper over the moon with my FX4. Be right back. No problem, Wayne. No problem, buddy. But yeah, I love my FX4. It is like, yes, to me, it's just another level. Water's permanently pristine. I do have another filter running in there, but I don't. It's just there more for trying to create a little bit of flow to get through the caves. There's 9 caves in this tank. 9 caves that I built when scaping it with rocks, and then there's 2 more like shop bought caves that you can't see. So there's quite an area that can potentially be like a dead zone from filtration. So I did up the filtration in here just to create more flow more than anything. I suppose really I could have got a power head, but the fish that are in here weren't really going to be liking a power head, so I went down more filtration road. Why not? Can you ever have enough filtration anyway? But you know, kind of looks, when it's full, it looks like a box. with fish flying around in it, because you don't, water's that clear, you know. So, which in all fairness, it is clear on all my tanks, but yeah, I kind of do like the FX range. I would definitely have another if, like, God forbid, because I don't want it to, but if anything happens to the 307 that I'm running in the rainbow tank, then it'll be if an FX4 will fit in that cabinet, then it'll be an FX4, without a doubt. Kind of like, I don't know, just seems to be like another level. Ian Burgoyne, thank you. You have just fed your koi carp bloodworm. Oh, they'll love that, especially going into winter. Nice natural food is just what the doctor ordered, isn't it? They like bloodworm. It's good anyway, bloodworm. It's full of iron and really, really good for them. I feed. These get bloodworm almost every night. It's blooming great. It really is. And like, it's good to feed. You can feed your carp. You don't feed your carp too much during the winter, because like they still feed, but technically they don't really feed that much. But every now and again, it's not too bad to kind of throw a little bit of bloodworm in there. It's a natural food. If there is any fishermen out there that fish for just like normal coarse fish, then they will tell you in the winter they move on to bloodworm as a bait, because it's probably the only thing that they'll actually catch on, because bloodworm's just a natural food that fish come across in the day-to-day life in the wild, so it's natural to them. So yeah, it's something that they'll take all year round. So it's always a good one to feed them, that, Ian. It really is. The same, believe it or not, guys, with shrimp. If you've got your Neo-Caridina and your Caridina shrimp, if you want them to breed a lot, it's good to feed them a high-protein diet. It's good to feed them bloodworm. Does them the world of good. And it's quite mad when you see a shrimp munching on a bloodworm. Pretty crazy. But I do like, who kind of gets amazed with the way Amano shrimp, my Amano shrimp, if I feed like fluval bug bites, the little small pellet ones, feed them in as a sink, like they're coming down in the water, and an Amano shrimp will intercept it mid-water, and then they'll just like swim off, a bit like a scene out of Top Gun or something with Amano shrimp. Proper mad how they just glide through the water, take a fluval bug bite, and they'll just go and chill on a leaf, and then like won't share it. That's his. I love it. So did anyone see the Northern Lights the other night, guys? I'm 51 years old and I've never seen the Northern Lights, and actually saw them for the first time the other night. So for 51 years, I've lived without seeing the Northern Lights and had to put up with loads of people going, "Did you see the Northern Lights last night? Did you see the Northern Lights last night?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't see it." So I thought, yes, my time is now, where I can go, "Did anyone see the Northern Lights last night?" And people were like, "No, I didn't see them." And it turns out that pretty much everybody in the UK saw the Northern Lights the other night. So don't have the bragging rights that everyone else gets. So, but it was an experience to see, especially with that second moon as well that's knocking about at the moment. If anyone's seen that comet that's in our atmosphere at the moment, awesome. It's like about the size of 6 to 8 northern stars. If you haven't seen it and your sky's clear tonight, have a look out for it. You won't miss it. Bloody massive. It's really good though. You missed what I said about algae. Sorry, buddy. What temperature is that? I'm just going to go back, mate, and see what you said about what you asked about algae, buddy. I can't find what you've said about algae, buddy. Alvaro, I can't see what you said, mate. If you could kind of like copy and paste it again, buddy. I'll be with you. I'll be with you more in a minute, mate. Anyway, I'm once this water's done, we can wrap up. The water does go in at a slower rate when the water temperature drops, guys. If anyone's like, why are you doing it like that? Give you some chaiwa seeds. Yeah, mate, I wish I had some. Alan Matthews. Cheers, buddy, for joining us, mate. Thank you. Hope you are doing fine. So, just a little bit of Anubius bonsai just floating about there. So, look at that tapped in there. It's either bonsai or mini. I can't really remember off the top of my head. Get that replanted in there. See it floating about. Not far now. Top of a proper tape tried in my tanks, guys. I do. I love it. Thing is, I live on a main road, yeah, and in the evening, if I have my blinds open, you'll see people walk past on the main road, and they kind of stop and they'll pretend they're doing something, and you can see them looking in at the tanks. Alan, I will, mate. Just gonna have to bear with me, buddy, because I'm not far off this tank being up to the level of fill it to. Don't want an overflow, mate. Then we'll kind of then it's more of a sit down and have a chat with you, and I'll show you my shrimp tank then, mate. You just have to bear with us a minute, buddy. If I come away now and start showing you that, before I know it, I'm flooded out, and I ain't out for that, buddy. Yeah, there's about 50 Crebensis babies down there. So we have to show you them a bit better as well. Because like once I can take the phone out of the cradle and turn the camera on, I can actually see what I'm looking at, just what I'm showing you. So yeah, but the Crebensis babies have been knocking around there in that corner all day. And Dad is doing a really, really good job of keeping it away. D-San, thanks for joining us today, buddy. So that plant you're seeing in there, mate, I'll pull you in nearer just so you can see it a little bit better. That, buddy, is a lotus tiger lily. It's a bulb plant. It's really easy to care for, mate. You wouldn't believe how easy to care for it is. How easy it is to care for, I should say. Yeah, mate, it's a piece of cake to look after. You can kind of be two different plants, if you will. You can let it grow to the surface where it becomes like a surface plant, where the lilies that you'd know as a pond. Then there's a possibility it'll flower, and or you can keep it trimmed so it becomes a bushy plant, which is what I'm doing here. as I was saying earlier on in the stream, so at some point, this plant at the moment is looking awesome, but at some point, these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaves that are like above my hand there, I'm gonna have to trim them away. So like the about 20 leaves that are down at the bottom can thrive, you know. So at some point, I'm gonna have to make the decision to try and like just possibly, if you will, can destroy the look of the plant just so it can grow back better, if you will. I'll kind of break it down for it to grow back stronger. It is an easy plant, mate. There is a care guide actually on my channel for it. I think it's my most watched video actually. It's on like 7,000 views, or not far off. It is a great video. Goes into depth of how to keep it trimmed back so it goes bushy and beautiful like that, mate. But yeah, piece of cake to look after, mate. Piece of cake to look after. Alan Matthews, I do have Instagram, mate. BGN Aquariums, same as. So yeah, if you follow us on there, mate, I'll follow you back. Same to you, Danny. I will. I'll follow you back in a bit. I did just clock before that you followed us, so I will follow you back in a bit, mate. Just a few more seconds until this water's at the level I take it to, and then I'll have a look at the chat, and then I'll give you a tour of the tanks. Guys, 1 sec. So currently, I have done a CO2 tank build on my. It was released on Friday afternoon. So if you've not watched it, check it out, guys. It's pretty good. It's my first proper tank build video, so it's not up to MD's standards by any means, but it is pretty good, and I think it's pretty good and getting some good feedback on it. So it'd be nice if you can take some 9 minutes out of your day to give it a watch, guys. I'd really appreciate that. If you aren't a member of my channel at the moment, subscribe button if you can, and the like button. I launch videos weekly, Friday afternoon. I do 5 live streams a week. Possibly that's going to go more to member only live streams, which would be a Tuesday and a Thursday. And I do the occasional shorts. I used to do shorts every single day. I have kind of cut back on the shorts a little bit. But I'll probably end up doing shorts again. Memberships are going to be early release or early watch on the videos that come out. So when I sort out the membership thing completely, members will get the early access to my videos, and that'll be like Monday. So they'll get them like 5 days before they actually drop properly. What the hell was that? Just bear with us a minute, guys. Just knocked over a big tub of paint. Not like drastically, it's just a big tub of paint. Luckily it didn't burst or crack or anything. So okay, I'm nearly back with you. So I do have to put a few towels down in front of the tank so I don't ram my chair into the tank, because yeah, I would probably do that. So bear with us, guys. I will be just another few seconds. I just want to get a drink, because like I'm struggling talking today because my mouth's really dry. So I'm putting myself a drink. And I'm with you. Let's see how I need to catch up on the chat. Wow, that's lovely. Right, guys, let's see where we're up to. Dan C, thank you for joining us today, mate. Hopefully you are back in. Sorry, I did neglect the chat a little bit there. I've added some driftwood into my tank, and a few days ago, all my jungle cow died off. I think it's because of the driftwood and some of its roots. I'm kind of pressed into the sand. I don't really think it'll be that, mate, to be perfectly honest. I don't think crushing the roots will do anything, buddy, because I tinker with my plants a lot. I move my plants about, and if I pick, like, I did some crypts the other week, and I pick them up, and like the roots are 30 centimeters long, mate, and just cut the roots off. You can just cut the roots off. Crushing them's not going to be an issue, mate. Is it a new plant, jungle cal? Oh, my jungle cal. I take it that's a plant, mate. Is that just out of interest, Desan, is jungle cal a plant? So if it's a plant, I don't see why wood would kill it off. If it's a type of fish that I've never heard of, then it could have adjusted the pH of your water slightly. Thanks for the in-depth answer. Do you have a shop? If you mean, right, on YouTube, I will have a shop pretty soon. I'm going to start selling the t-shirts and some cups. I was going to try and sort that out over the next 2 weeks, but the girl who supplies the t-shirts is having a supplier issue, and the girl who's going to be printing my cups, is on holiday with a boyfriend. So when that all gets back to normal, I'll be opening a shop, mate. Yeah, just to selling t-shirts, etc. For now, anyway, and hopefully that'll grow a little bit more. You said something about feeding the algae. Oh, is that I don't overfeed, mate, if that's what you mean. I do sometimes say if you overfeed, you're feeding the algae. Unless, mate, I mean, you may be on about when I was sort of about adding the liquid CO2. I do add liquid CO2 because it's an algae side, so it just helps keep the algae at a lower level and helps out there. If that, maybe that's what it was, mate. Crazy for seahorses, my main man. So, guys, this is the guy I was on about last week who does the seahorses. Welcome back, buddy. I'm so glad you've come back. Yeah, I had a look on your Instagram, mate, as well. It's all cool. But yeah, cheers, buddy. I've kind of like I've been talking about you a lot on the streams this week, mate, because, guys, this is the guy who breeds seahorses. So big hello to Crazy for Seahorses, because his contribution last week was awesome, and I haven't really stopped thinking about it since, mate. It's nice. I was saying earlier that these fish club meets are really small at the moment, and we're going to hopefully like get them to grow a lot more. And so to get somebody in that does that, it was really, really nice, mate, and proper enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it, Crazy. Snails, they're good for leftovers. I struggle with snails, mate, because my angels eat them, my cribs eat them, the rainbows eat them. Yeah, everything I have kind of eats snails. Oh, come across this proper nice drink. It's like a peach tea. Gosh, right. I could drink it all the time, but it's not cheap. I got fish today for €350. Crazy. What have you got, mate? What have you got? How many have you got for €350? Or is it one fish for €350? Malaysian trumpet snails. Is that what you've got today, mate? For $350 euro, is it? I need my laptop here, really. I can Google stuff. I like snail. I like to have it's a dirty G&T, and yeah, it is. I tell everyone it's peach tea, but actually it's a dirty G&T. Next Friday might be next Friday stream. We might end up having a beer on. Who knows? Probably won't. There's not many in, but who knows? You got 5 breeding pair, different fish. Nice, mate. Nice. Are they all saltwater as well? Crazy, are they? You know, mate. Autocorrect's a nightmare, isn't it? Thought you was calling me Igor, mate. Thought you was like calling me Igor. But that's yeah, mate. Hopefully you do breed, don't you? Are they like I say, mate? Are they all salt water or fresh water as well? All salt water. 2 pair of dragon nets, 2 pair of pipefish. Yeah, mate. I'll have to check these out off stream later. Today it's a bit hard because I've not got the room because we've just done all my maintenance and that. But I'm gonna have to find my laptop set up because like a few streams ago, some guy was like black skirt tetras, and I'm like, never heard of him, mate. Never heard of him. And it turns out in the UK we call them black widows. So I've got my laptop and I can just like Google it and know what you're on about because they all have different names over the world, don't they? Per mouth breeding cichlids. Yeah, mate. That's what I'd love something like that. I'd love something like that. The only fish I kind of want to get at the moment are red rainbows, but I just struggle getting red rainbows around here. The thing with red rainbows is because they don't look that great when they're young. The shops around here don't really get them in because they struggle selling them. I have asked and like, I struggle selling them because they don't look good. But as they grow older, they look amazing. It's a bit of a nightmare. Sorry, like a bit of I know, mate. Don't worry about it, mate. Like I say, this time I'll be a bit more set up next time. Get the laptop running as well. When I did the first stream, I had the laptop running as well, and the sound went a bit funny. And then when I turned the laptop off, the sound went all right. But then the next stream after that, the sound was funny, so I ended up getting a new mic, and the sound's all right and been good since. Unlike apart from last week, yesterday when I muted the sound with my fat fingers for about 5 minutes, and got so far behind on chat that I didn't realise everyone was like, "Can't hear you." So, yeah, better next week. I can kind of Google because everyone calls things different, don't they? You know, like years ago they were just Plex. They were just Plex. Now you go into a shop and say, "You got Plex?" Like they look at you as if you don't know what you're on about. They're like, "Oh, do you mean Plecos?" Yeah, mate. I was in this hobby before the O's jumped on the end of the name. It's kind of it's weird, isn't it? But that's how it is. Of ambulance. I live. If anyone can hear that, and it's deafening, especially if you got earphones on, I do apologise. I live near a ambulance station, so can't really tell them not to put the sirens on. Awkward. But yeah, that's why. That's why there's a hell of a lot of sirens. Crazy around here where I live. The amount I have big police station, big fire station, Greater Manchester's fire training centre, and an ambulance station, all in the same vicinity. So yeah, it can be a bit mad, especially if there's to be honest, the training centre for the fire place is awesome because like I walked down there. I knew they were down there. They've been down there for quite a while. And they have like a building that they set on fire. You can tell because like you can see where the smoke's come out of the windows and that. And they train on that. And it's really good. And I walked down there last year and they've got like an overturned train down there. And it's all sorts really good training centre. I'd like to go and watch them training. But if there's like a fire locally and that training centre's got people on it, it's the amount of fire engines that end up coming past is like, you know, what's going on? I think I am. Am I caught up on? I think I'm caught up on chat, guys. I think. So these club meetings, guys. This will be like the Saturday ones are going to stay round about the same. I'm probably going to change them to like maybe 2:15 because it is like a proper rush for me on a Saturday, and I end up having to dart away from my mum's too early after tucker shopping. I don't really want to do that, so I think we'll probably do 2:15 to 2:30 on the Saturday one. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday meetings are going to change to 8 p.m. for in future because I go back to work. So they will go to 8 p.m. Hopefully, you can still join us for those. And but this Monday, I will be missing this Monday because I will be busy after work. I'm going to go and spend some time down at my mum's because it's a birthday. So if anyone wants to give her some love in the chat and wish her happy birthday, that'd be cool. She will be in the chat as well, guys. She does watch. So my number one fan. She clocks up my watch hours for me. So yeah, so the next club meeting will be Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock. I will keep you informed on the community tab anyway on my site, on my channel. If you aren't a subscriber to the channel, guys, if you can just dink the like button, that'd be brilliant. Click the sub button, click the notification button because that will then send you a message to let you know that we go live. These club meetings are brilliant, guys. Very people in from all over the world. Crazy for Seahorses has joined us again today. He was in a few days ago. He breeds seahorses, so like to have somebody in with that caliber, it's like really, really good, really, really good. We've had people that cultivate their own white worms and daphnia to feed their own fish, and they've told us about that kind of experience and give us a bit of knowledge into that. And yeah, we've had people in the past that are asking things that I don't know, but there's been someone in there that's like, oh, I know all about this, and they've told. Yesterday's stream, it was a learning thing for me really yesterday. So I do have planted aquariums, as you can see. I do have the CO2 tank running. The CO2 tank is a new thing to me. I've been experimenting with CO2 for about 18 months, and I'm kind of like just rescaped the tank, gone for a bit more of a harder level plants, and we're trying that. So I launched the build video to that on my channel on Friday. So if you can take 9 minutes out of your day to watch that, will be appreciated. Just click the like button on that as well, guys. That'd be awesome. And that's kind of what my channel is about. So I do release content about rainbow fish. If you are a community tank owner, then the videos will suit you down to the ground as well, because pretty much everything to do with the rainbow fish would work along the same kind of lines as what a community tank would. So that's all good. Another siren, I do apologise. And yeah, so that's kind of what the channel is about. It's like I say, it's rainbow fish orientated. And we kind of branched out a little bit from that rainbow fish niche as well, and doing a few videos on the planted aquarium. Hence, like I say, this week, the CO2 tank. So now I can start showing the CO2 tank a little bit more as well. Because I've tried to keep that off camera as much as possible because I wanted to do the build video. So I know we have had a sneak of that before. So what I'll do, I'll give you a bit of a guided tour around my tanks because someone did ask for it before. Hopefully they're still in. But we'll have a look round anyway. We'll have a look round the tank. So it took my 25 years to start breeding marine stuff. Is that right, mate? Yeah. Everyone has to find their own niche to be successful. You are so right, buddy. Yeah, you are so right. And my channel has grown since I've done the niche of just like of rainbow fish. It has grown. It's doing okay. Just it's growing. It's growing. I just want a video to kind of take off a little bit, you know. My videos all end up with like hundreds of watches. They do, but I kind of want hundreds of watches in the first couple of hours of launching. If that makes sense. So what I'll do, I'm just going to whip you around on the camera. Boom. So that is the shrimp tank. I introduced air down that side there because you get a little bit of detritus building up here, as you can see, but that's clearing out quite a lot now because the air bubbles are going to draw water through. So that should hopefully stop that problem. I do let this tank just grow a little bit, really. There's algae and all kinds in there, but I am building quite a good colony of like really nice. I don't know what kind of they'd be classed as these shrimp, of whether they be Bloody Marys or whatever. They're just red cherry shrimp to me, but some of them have got like proper. Some of the females have got really, really deep red coloration. Then obviously the one that I've been working on earlier on, the rainbow tank, which you can see now where I've cut the lotus down a little bit today again. Over to the angel tank, which is the one obviously I've been sat in front of. Now let's have a look if we can see these babies. Oh yeah, we can as well. Can we see them there, guys? In the roots. Look at that. That, to me, guys, show them some love, you know what I mean? I like, that's something else, isn't it? Kind of, love it. Love it. So yeah, we've got baby cribs, which is all good. That's the angel tank. Put my ugly mush back on for a second. And then this is the tank, the CO2 tank. This is the one that the build video came out on yesterday. That's a CO2 tank. And so I have been informed to add iron to make my red plants go redder. So that iron will be ordered later on. The Palustrous Super Red at the back will be a lot better once I add iron. I've also been told to add phosphorus, sorry, because it's called Amania Parasoletta Gold or something like that. It's Amania something gold, and it's something like Terra Masalata or something silly. But yeah, so one of them were going funny. One of them's going funny at the top. So this person called Jax was in yesterday, and they do CO2. So I was like, "Are you aware of this plant?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's called something a little bit different than what they knew it as, but it's definitely that plant." They kind of knew what they were on about. So I was like, "Why is it curly like that at the top?" And apparently, some of that kind of plant just do that thing. So I thought it was like a deficiency, but it turns out that sometimes it can just go like that a little bit. So that was good to know that it weren't a deficiency. But they're then also advised, because like obviously it's a new thing to me and it's a learning curve, and I like to learn by my mistakes. I like to learn by my mistakes. So yeah, to give me a bit of an insight, it's like, get some iron, it'll make your plants redder. Phosphorus is a good one, so get them ordered today. So hopefully I'll be able to see, and like, hopefully it'll be a noticeable difference in like a month's time. Hopefully it'll be noticeable. It's like looking like. So Cheers, Jay. I know I love it, me, mate. I do. I love it. There's Celestial Pearl Daniels in there. There's 5 albino cories in there as well. And then there's red cherry shrimp in there. Put a colony of red cherry shrimp in there. So I made a shrimp trap and transferred like 8 or 10 shrimp over there. So they're doing good as well. And I have seen a couple of females in the CO2 tank buried. So that'd be nice. Hopefully we'll see some baby shrimp in there pretty soon. Yeah, crazy. I think they do class it as like a Dutch style. That's what I've called it on the video anyway. Dutch style is just like planting, isn't it? So yeah, mate, Dutch style aquarium. And I think when that Palustrius super red grows in a little bit better, and like when I've dosed it with iron, and it's just gonna like, God, it look amazing. But if that's the case, what I'm going to do then is, for the planted aquarium side of this channel, I can then say, look, this is the problem I was having, and then I've introduced iron, and this is how it is. So like, iron makes your plants red, and it's just, I'm going to start putting videos like that out as well, trying to teach people. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. I don't know, man. You're crazy. You've got a fair few plants there, mate. I do like boost. I like boost. It's like the boost that's growing in the CO2 tank that's looking awesome. Anubias, I love. Obviously, I've got it in all my tanks. Echidorus, I have got an Echidorus in the rainbow tank as well. Yeah, Echidorus is. WS6HTQ, thank you for joining us today, buddy. Nice to see you in the club. Can Anubias thrive in a goldfish tank? I cannot see why not, buddy. If your goldfish leave it alone, it'll thrive. I currently have 2 large tubs full of Anubias and Java fern as well. And like, see, I'm just inundated with it. So if I do end up rescaping the rainbow tank a little bit, I'll probably end up with even more. So we'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, that'll thrive, mate. So I've just leave it in the buckets, and it does really, really good. It does really well just sitting in a bucket. It still grows. Spider Lady, Kim, thanks for joining us today. Hope you're good. Thanks for rejoining as well. Obviously, I know you've been in here before. Thank you so much. Means a lot that we get returning people as well, guys. It does. Means a lot. It's just people are learning. We're picking stuff up. We are picking stuff up as the day goes on. There you go. There you go. WS6. This is what it's all about. My Echidorus does all right, mate. My rainbows don't touch that. The only plant I find that my rainbows touch are the crypts. And that's the kind of, to be honest, my rainbows are pretty well behaved. But I do know a lady that I speak to on Facebook, on fish keeping in the UK on Facebook. And her rainbows munch away on her crypts like all the time. But I do all right. And I know she feeds them greens in the diet as well, but yeah, they still attack plants. Now I feed my tanks greens quite often. I feed them stinging nettles is a really, really good one because they're like full of iron. So I feed them to my shrimp tank quite a lot. You want like if you're going out for shrimp for stinging nettles, the little new nettles at the top, the new leaves at the top. Don't get stung picking them. Stick them in boiling water for a couple of minutes. Like, say, boiling water. If you have a cup, but this is how I do it anyway. So, empty cup, stinging nettle leaves in. Normally holding them with tweezers so you don't sting your fingers. Boiling water in the cup. Microwave 1 minute. Leave it a minute. take them out onto paper, let them cool off, and they're ready to go. If they sink in the water, they're ready to go. So like I'd feed my shrimp with dishes, so you're not getting loads of food finding its way into the gravel. And you put a nettle, one nettle leaf on there, and before you know it, inundated with red shrimp, and they go mad for it. And like done time lapse videos on my channel of them. They love it. They love it. So yeah, and then I feed like oh God, my memories today. My memories just gone today. I do feed them all kinds of greens: broccoli, peas, green leaf. I can't bloody think. My head's gone today. Alvaro, yeah, mate. So the plants that are in my shrimp tank currently. So I have Anubias in there. There's Crips in there. The shrimp tank was a cheap build, really. I got a cheap generic tank from a pet shop, and all the plants were out of other tanks. So yeah, it's got Anubias. There's a couple of Crips in there, a little bit of Ludwigia in there, and at the back, just a nice little clump of Java moss that I just let grow out. And the Java moss just gives the shrimp loads and loads, like baby shrimp especially, just gives them a nice safe haven. What do I think about DIY CO2 WS6? That's what got me into doing CO2, mate. So I can't knock it. I've never actually done my own do-it-yourself. I bought the Tropica bio kit, and that's just like a yeasty, sugary powder that you add boiling water to, and you stick it in the thing, and you kind of like just seal it up, and then it produces CO2. And I ran that in my tank. That was my first experience of CO2. I ran that in the 60 litre, because it's only good for small tanks unless you have like 8 of them running. And who's going to do that? Because it only lasts for like a week to 10 days each bag. But it's a good way of showing you into the CO2 thing. And I noticed a difference in 2 weeks that my plants were growing a lot better. They looked a lot healthier. So after 2 weeks of running, like, if you will, Tropica's homegrown CO2 system, yeah, loved it, mate. And that made me then go out and I bought a CO2 art regulator. I was advised off videos that I'd watched on YouTube, and like George Farmer, I'd watched a George Farmer video on the, and he was like, look, you can buy cheaper regulators, but as your CO2 bottle's empty, and that cheaper regulator, there's a good chance that that regulator will dump all that CO2 in your tank and kill everything. So kind of went for the more expensive one, the CO2 art, because that's kind of the one he recommended, because it's like a safeguard against that. So I kind of went for that. And wow. And I bought a 5 kilo CO2 fire extinguisher, and that lasted me for 18 months. So the initial setup probably cost me around about £260 for the CO2. No, for a safe bet, let's say £300. Like £300, maybe $350 it cost me to do my initial setup for the CO2 system. I then went out and bought APT3 fertilizer, because I am friendly with a guy on Instagram who enters into the World Aquascaping Championships, and he was ranked last year, he was ranked 28th in the world. So if he recommends APT3 as a fertilizer and he's 28th in the world aquascaper, that does for me. That's what I want to use. That's kind of the thing I use. It's not cheap, but the bottle I bought, it lasts for a while. So the CO2, really, once you've done your initial buy of everything you do, it's quite cheap to run. So now, and I always thought, oh, it's expensive. No, it's expensive if you go into a shop than buy a little CO2 canister for 30 quid. Yeah, it's expensive. My 5 kilo CO2 fire extinguisher, when I bought it 18 months ago, cost me £30 for 5 kilo. It's like, can you imagine the amount of little canisters you're getting? How many kilo you're on? Probably about 2 kilo or something like that. So a lot more. It cost me £30. I know now they are £60 to buy it initially. But on Monday, I had it refilled and it cost me £30. So it cost me £30 to have it refilled. And I know that's going to last me 12 to 18 months. So what's that? £2-3 a month. So it's not a massive outlay when you look at it like that. So CO2 thing being expensive, it's not exactly always expensive. It's just buy sensibly. Buy sensibly. CO2 is not going to go off in that big fire extinguisher. So why buy a little small canister of CO2 when you can buy 5 kilo of it for the same price? And I just have it tucked away behind the speaker. And I run a little cable. I run the pipe along the wall in a little plastic cable holder, so you don't even see it. Painted it. Brilliant. Don't even see it. So, and that's in my lounge. So obviously I have to think about that kind of thing. Comment God, thank you for joining us today, buddy. Nice that you could take some time out of your day. I'm currently running 4 tanks, buddy, all fully planted. Different things in each one, all planted, all fresh water, rainbow fish in one, angel fish in another. I've got a fully planted CO2 tank that's got celestial pearl Danios in, and an assorted, and like a few albino cories, and then there's a little colony of red cherry shrimp that are growing in there. And then I have a shrimp tank as well, which is full of red cherry shrimp, and there's some endler guppies in there as well, just to keep the Tritus worms down. Can we see the tanks like a tour? I've just come off tour, mate, but seeing as you're asking, I can take us on another. I've not reconnected us. So when we come back to sit down, if I forget, I'm just going to have to make sure I plug us in, because I don't want to lose us through lack of battery, do I? So I'm just going to take my ugly mush off and I'll show you the tanks. So there we go, buddy. So that's the shrimp tank. Red Neocaridina shrimp in there. I do let the algae kind of grow in here because the shrimp kind of thrive on it. There's a big clump of Java moss at the back of there. All my tanks kind of do have Anubias in there. And there's some crypts in there as well. And the next tank is the rainbow tank. All fully planted again. Just had a massive water change this. And so that's the rainbow tank. And over to the angel tank. This is currently homing quite a lot of baby cribs, as you can see there. So they've kind of limited the work done on this tank a little bit today, guys, obviously. But Mum and Dad are doing good. Mum and Dad doing an absolutely brilliant job of looking after those babies. And then my friend, there's the CO2. CO2 is a learning curve for me. The build for this video came out on Friday, so if you want to know how I built this and did it, then check that out. And I've just got some iron and some phosphorus ordered. I will be ordering later on. So yeah, mate, they're my tanks at the moment. And yeah, I would like to get into the saltwater at some point. I would. My pocket might be a little bit off that at the moment though. So I'm going to just bear with us a sec, guys. Just want to plug us into the mains. I don't want to lose you. Sounds on, plugged in. Monkey dory. Come away from that side a little bit. And I'm not. If you notice, kind of stay away from that side, guys, because my angelfish follow me everywhere. And for the third stream running, I'll just point out that the angelfish that lives there on my shoulder, that one there, yeah, that's the one, still there. It's like a parrot, kind of sits on my shoulder all the way through the stream. How right you are there, WS6. They this hobby drains your money very, very quickly, doesn't it? And yeah, crazy, mate. Crazy for seahorses. I can imagine. I don't even need to imagine, mate. There's a place near me. It's about 30 miles away that I go to. I'm in Manchester, and this is like Liverpool. And go over there, and their marine stuff is like out of this world. I love it. I love it. You know, it's where you go in thinking, oh, I'd love a marine tank. Can you come out thinking, oh my God, I need one in my life? And then, but some of the prices of the coral and some of the fish in there are like, oh my God. Then you think, well, I don't need that. I don't need that price in my life. But I would love to go down the salt water at some point. Is that right, mate? Yeah, crazy. Green spotted puffers, are they a good like entry level? That's good to know. That's good to know. Commented God, sorry, I kind of did miss you there. The shrimp tank is awesome. How often do you water change? So I don't actually water change that too often, buddy. I kind of look at probably doing about 10% once every 4 weeks. It did get about a week ago. It got a 50% water change because I'll be honest with you, I'd kind of let it kind of do its own thing, if you will. Shrimp like stability, so the only way I can think of offering the shrimp stability is just leave it alone and let it just do its own thing, and that's kind of what I do. Like I said, I did a 50% because there's sat and I'm looking and there's like a build up of detritus all around the front. So there's obviously a little bit of a flow issue as the plants have grown. So I got siphon in there and I kind of siphoned it all out. So I did do like a 50% water change on it. And I now introduced an air stone into there. So where I had air going into the sponge filter, I've kind of split that. And now, so there's air going into the sponge filter still, but they've also got air now coming through a stone in that corner. And that the air bubbles going up now has created a bit of a movement of the water that's coming through. So all that detritus that's been along the front is now getting pulled through. So that's clearing off really well. So it's good to see that that's working. 24 hours down the line, that's proper like doing a good job. So yeah, just it's just top ups mainly on the shrimp tank, buddy. Just top ups. Very rarely do water changes on that, mate. They're not cheap, mate. Commented God. Whereabouts in the world are you, buddy? I'm Manchester in the UK. And to be honest, you're looking at three for £10. So I take it with like the $10 you're in America. So I'd say like your like pair for 10 is probably the same as us. We're like, for you, it's probably like 3 for $12 or $13, mate. So probably round about the same price. So yeah, they're not cheap. So because they're so sensitive, they're quite expensive to put into a tank if you kind of don't really know what you're doing. Hey Diogo, hope you're well, buddy. Thanks for rejoining us today, mate. Hope you're good. Did you have a good evening yesterday? When you clean your aquarium glass, do you use a magnet? I actually don't, mate, no. So when I clean my aquarium glass, I So I've tried magnets. They do an all right job, but if you need to scrub some little dots of algae, man, they're not that great, and they come off, and as they come off, somehow they manage to be able to zip to the back or at least the middle of your tank, so you can't get them back on the magnet. And then if it's only me, I don't think it's only me that gets this problem. I'm pretty sure you all go, you know what, you're right there. They're a nightmare, magnet ones. Even the ones that you see that are really good, they still come off really easy. So, and I've tried the like the razor blade scrapers, and yet they're okay. I'm just a little bit wary. We're using a razor blade right near the corners where the seals are, so I've always just been a little bit wary of that. So I use, for my glass, I have one for each tank, so I'm not cross-contaminating any of the tanks. I use them, mate. The plain, simple, kitchen, non-scratch, non-stick pan pads. That's what I use. They don't scratch your glass. They get rid of the algae. They get rid of like any of the white bits that you're getting from like the general hardness of your water, all the calcium. You just get rid of all that. So yeah, they are, to me, they are the best glass cleaning thing available, and you get 10 of them for £2. So you can afford to use one in each tank, so you're not cross-contaminating. And when they get a little bit tired, you know what you can do with them? Throw them away and pull another one out, because they pretty much cost you 20p. And they're brilliant. Comment, God, you're in the Maldives. Well, you just made us all jealous there, buddy. Oh, I wish I was in the Maldives, mate. Wish I was in the Maldives. My parents went to the Maldives. It's probably like 20 years ago now, something like 15 to 20 years ago. They went to the Maldives, and in their hotel, the Undertaker was there with Michelle McCool, his wife. So yeah, that I was like, did you get their autograph? No. I was like, oh, man, I got their autograph. But yeah, so yeah, it was pretty mad that when they were on holiday there, the Undertaker was there. WWE guy, obviously, for those who are not sure. If you don't know who the Undertaker is, though, guys, whether you're into wrestling or not, I'm not even really into wrestling, but I know who the Undertaker is. So if you don't know who the Undertaker is, what rock have you been living under? Is that right, crazy seahorses? Yeah, they aren't cheap, are they? They're not cheap shrimp. For the amount that you can produce off a few, you think the price will come down, but they're not shrimp. They're not shrimp. They are shrimp. They're not cheap, but maybe see, they're not daft, these places, are they? They know that they're very sensitive, and they know that, okay, so everybody who's in the aquarium hobby kind of knows that aquariums are addictive, aren't they? You buy one, and before you know it, you've got another. Before you know it, you've got another. And then you're thinking, have I got room for another? And if you have, you get another. But then you're thinking you want another. And that's how it is, isn't it? But so the addiction's there. But I think with shrimp tanks, the addiction is just another little bit on top of that. It's got its own little addictive quality, shrimp tank. So I know, because they are super like addictive, these shops can charge you that little bit extra because they know that the addiction's there. It's true, isn't it? It's what happens. It's like heroin's day, because everyone knows you can get addicted to it. I don't know if heroin's day, but I take it heroin won't be cheap, will it? You have a seemingly breeding pair of angels behind you. How old are they? I do have 2 pair of angels in there that breed, comment, do. They've been in that tank for about 2 years now, and there was probably round about a 6-month-old when I got them. They were only small when they went into the tank. You couldn't even sex them. Yeah, they've thrived. So there's 2 breeding pairs in there, and they breed regular, to be perfectly honest. There is a good chance that I won't be able to do a water change on that next week because we'll spawn, and they always spawn towards like the top half of the water, so I'll kind of steer clear. This week I did drop it a little bit more than what I normally do. I don't know if you noticed, but I did. Kind of what I do with the angelfish tank. If it's been a couple of weeks where I've not been able to do a water change on it, I'll do a little bit more because I pretty much know that next week may not be able to. If these spawn over the next couple of days, which is possible because there is a little bit of action. Now, they have chose to go over that side. This is going to be interesting because the cribs have got like blooming loads of babies down there. So if they choose to spawn there, then it may be something I'll have to keep an eye on. Don't think the angels are going to spawn over there because I don't think the cribs would let them, but we'll see. WS6, I'd go for like bigger tetras, buddy, cardinals, serpa tetras, red phantom tetras. That's what I keep in here, and they all get on really well. They don't get harassed by the angels. If you go for a smaller tetra like a neon, then as the angels get bigger, the angels will then start looking at them neon tetras as being a nice little meal. And so if they can eat them, they'll eat them. It's as simple as. So yeah, go for the larger tetras. Personally, I prefer cardinal tetras than neons anyway, because you get a little bit more colour for your money, if you will. And like I say, there's some stunning red phantoms in there at the moment. I don't know if you can see that at the moment. Yeah, there's about a dozen red phantom tetras in there, and I'll be honest, like they're growing in on me a massive. I've always liked them, obviously. Sorry, I'm always kicking the tripod down. So I do like the red phantoms. They're pretty cool, but they have like, since you've like really settled in, they've been in there probably a good 12 months now, and probably even more than that. And once now they're settled in proper and they're growing older a little bit, and that red's awesome, like proper nice. Dreams, thanks for joining us today, buddy. I've got 4 running at the moment. Just done a CO2 tank, mate, which the builds just dropped on my channel yesterday. So if anyone's not checked it out yet, make sure you do. This is it, crazy, isn't it? It's like, if they're a decent size and they're not aggressive, then they're going to go all right. See, like, some people put angels and rainbows together, and I wouldn't. Because, like, my rainbows show no aggression whatsoever. They haven't got an aggressive bone in the body. And they kind of hang middle to top of the water 80% of the time. Okay, you do see them sometimes lower down. Feeding times, they might go down a little bit lower and take things off the bottom. But generally, they're at the top. Angelfish at the top. So to me, for tank mates, you don't want loads of different fish that all swim at the top and then have the bottom of the tank empty. So to me, when you're looking at tank mates, you look at where the fish you've got hang around and go for something that doesn't hang around there. Rainbows and angels all hang around at the same area. Angels, as we know, are only angelic by name. They're not by nature. They're proper aggressive, especially when they're breeding. And that, to me, rainbow fish, angel fish, same area of the tank. One of them gets aggressive every 2 to 3 weeks. Why would you mix that? Why would you mix that? Why would you do that to your rainbow? So to me, that kind of mix doesn't go on. Angels don't really bother with the larger tetras. They don't, it's like they're not even there. So yeah, they make great tank mates. Corridorus, the Corridorus in there never get bothered by the angelfish. Corridorus again getting a little bit run around a little bit at the moment because of the cribs. So if a Corridor comes round the corner and the crib's there with his babies, Corridor is like gone straight away. So All good. All good. Nice, mate. Nice. I've never had Oscars. Crazy. I've never had Oscars. Something like, to be honest, I've got my angels and I love my angels, but they are just that little bit boring. You know what I mean? And like, I kind of get that. I kind of get that with angels, and I get it with discus as well. I kind of don't really do much, as you can see. Still there. My parrot, honestly, he'd sit on that finger all day. It's weird, isn't it? He never moves. He's always just there. He just chills there. It's like, this is what I say when I'm like, angelfish are a little bit boring because they don't really do much. They don't show you anything. The only time they like give me like a bit more interesting is when they're spawning. So yeah, I'd like to probably maybe swap out the angels. The only thing that's kind of helping them stay is because they're a breeding pair. There's 2 breeding pairs. It's like I wouldn't want to break that up. But I'd like to introduce tiger barbs into there, 6 of each, and see how that goes. That'd be nice. But then I'd be a little bit wary of whether they'd destroy the lotus. Not a problem, Ian. You had a friend round, have you? Friend come round for a few beers, was it? Been on the wine. I bet you see, like, yeah, you can. I suppose seahorses kind of are, mate, but they kind of, I don't know. They've kind of got that different like appeal, haven't they? Seahorses. There's something like different. I think marine tanks are just totally different, aren't they, than your freshwater. But yeah, just like I love them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like dissing angelfish. I'm not. But they just, I don't know. They are like, if you want something, there's no action in them, is there? You know what I mean? It's like watching an action film, Stephen Hawking's, isn't it? If you will. That's terrible, isn't it? Aiden, happy birthday, mate. Hope you're well. Oh, you're in cooking ribs, are you? 2 weeks ago, we had a guy from America cooking ribs, mate. He talked us through the whole process that he'd done for like, I think he had them like 6 to 8 hours. So, God, I hope you enjoy your ribs, mate. And let's show Aiden some love for his birthday, guys. Oh, definitely having a few beers where you're Ian, yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, let's show Aiden some love for his birthday, guys. And my mum is definitely in the chat, and it's her birthday on Monday, so show her some love as well. That's why we're not doing the live stream on Monday evening, guys. My mum's birthday, so I do apologise, but I will be missing the live stream and partying instead. Thanks, Aiden. That lotus is my pride and joy at the moment, mate. But unfortunately, I think it's gonna have to lose some of these bigger leaves over the next couple of weeks. We'll see how it goes. I have to just keep an eye on how tall it grows because I don't want it to get to the surface. And at the moment, it's kind of doing a little sneaky job of trying to get to the surface. So we'll keep an eye on that. If it gets too near the surface, I will just take the ones off near the surface. I don't want it to start taking CO2 from the surface. Otherwise, every lily it sends out will be a surface shoot, and then you kind of lose that beautiful definition that I want at the bottom. Nearly pulled the speaker out the bottom then, guys. WS6 got disconnected there. Oh no, mate, you've not really missed much. You probably missed me waffling on a little bit. Depends how long you've been out, mate. But We've got Aiden in, who's his birthday today, and he's going to be having ribs later on because he's cooking ribs. So no doubt throughout, Aiden's going to make us hungry. A couple of weeks ago, we had a guy in who was doing his ribs, and he was telling us about it throughout the stream, like as we were talking about fish stuff. But he was keeping us informed of his ribs because it turned out we were all kind of showing an interest in him. And then like we followed each other on Instagram. When I woke up Sunday morning, I looked on Instagram and he DM'd me a picture of the ribs, and oh my god! So when I woke up on 2 weeks ago on Sunday morning, woke up to a picture of these amazing ribs. Just like felt hungry straight away. They were like proper nice. And that was the guy who was teaching us about cultivating your own white worms to feed. So yeah, he was telling us about how to culture your own white worm and how to do ribs in a smoker. Just hope he didn't get them mixed up and ended up eating his smoked white worms and feeding the ribs to the fish. That's your problem. I have one that made it, but it gives my tank good shape in one spot. Yeah, this is the thing, mate. The tiger lilies can soon like take over your aquarium. Really, there's actually there's two bulbs in there now. There was only ever one bulb put into the tank at the time, and it had probably been in about 6 months when all of a sudden this like shoot came out the side and another bulb formed, and the bulb kind of just sat on the substrate for easily 12 months, just lay dormant, did nothing at all, just lay dormant. And I was like, is it a bulb? But now it's not there. It's pulled itself under the gravel. And I know they say that you don't bury the bulb of bulb plants because they rot. But each one of my lotus have pulled themselves under the gravel and they thrive. So they say don't bury the bulb, but if the plant buries itself and it's thriving, what do? You leave it, don't you? So yeah, it's a little bit weird. But they are awesome, Aiden. They're beautiful. They are a beautiful plant, mate. They really are. I'd pretty much say they're my favourite freshwater plant, without any doubt, because they can look stunning. I wouldn't mind one of those lace plants as well. It's a bulb plant as well. Have you seen those? The one that's like a lacy leaf. They're pretty stunning as well. The only unfortunate thing is I don't have room in any of my tanks for that kind of plant anymore. But yeah, they're something else. Your favourite right now is the watermelon sword. Yeah, beautiful, aren't they? Swords again, mate. I do like swords. They are beautiful. I had a stunning sword in the rainbow fish tank, and it kind of got too big for the tank. So I had a bit of a plant change round, which, as you'll come to know me, you'll see that I do quite a lot. And I moved the Amazon sword in here, and not really giving it a thought. I just thought it looked good in there, and it's down there, and it is still down there. I won't show it you because it's kind of like disgraceful now, to be perfectly honest. I just leave it down there because what was once a beautiful plant has now been completely destroyed by the Plex. But at the end of the day, I do leave it in there. It grows new leaves. The Plex eat it, but the Plex love it, so why not? If they're enjoying it, it's doing them some good in it. You know, if they're eating that, they're leaving the lotus alone. So, and that's one thing I will say, that the Plex have never, ever done anything to the lotuses. So it's always one to bear in mind, guys, if you want a really nice plant with a soft leaf, and that up to now I've got a redfin thresher I had a sailfin pleco. None of them touched it in the rainbow tank. And there's 3 different types of pleco in there, I think, possibly 2. And none of them touch it either. So it is a good soft leaf plant that seems to be out of pleco's reach, if you will. So it's crazy. So I know what's coral like then, buddy? What's coral like to grow or to look after? Is it hard to look after, or is it a case of like if the water's right, it's right? And what happens if you see like anything like disease that on it? Is there like treatments you can get, or if it gets diseased, is that it, or what? I don't really know. It's Aiden's birthday today. I'm not reading that. You're well tight. You can't say that. May your aquarium outlive you, buddy. Bloody hell. Don't upset WS6. Jesus. Depends on the coral. We had dips for parasites and viruses. Right. So, does the coral like proper attach itself to the to like whatever structure you put in there? I know, mate. I'm only joking. WS6. It's quite a comment. He's like, wow, don't upset that lad. So like, does the coral proper attach itself to what structure you put in there? And like, and I can't take it. Kind of moves, does it? Right. So how do you get it out if you have to dip it, or do you have to kind of do it with like a pipette or something like that? Right. See, I have a massive interest in the salt water, mate, but I've never researched any of it. So are they quite? Now I was friendly with a woman on Twitter like 18 months ago, and like I just don't. Our channel, she kind of went missing, and her and enemy kind of he moved around quite rapid, really, quite good. But yeah, she's kind of just like deleted her account. So it was interesting because she just set it up. So I was like, I can watch this from stages and learn from it. But yeah, she deleted her account. So I'm gonna go and get myself a gin and tonic or something. It's not gin and tonic, guys. It isn't. It's just water. But it's a bit of a laugh that me and Ian in the channel, me and Ian have a bit of a laugh about it being gin and tonic. So yeah, I always make out like it is. That's the gin in. I'm joking. I will be back with you in a sec, guys. Ooh, actually, I did actually pull tonic water out there. Well, I wasn't near. It was nearly not that far from the truth. So we've just decided to go because I've no bottles of water in my fridge, so I've decided to just go gin. I'm joking. So they do that quite often, do they? Dropping clones. How long? So if you buy one, how long does it take for it to grow to like a more decent size? Are they fast growing? Right. See, this is it. I am going to end up having to do I am going to end up doing salt water, definitely for sure. I've never done it, Aidan. No, crazy for seahorses is our saltwater specialist at the end of the day, mate. Breeds seahorses and everything, mate. So, but yeah, I've never actually done one, Aidan. No, all mine are fresh water, but I will do it. I will do it sometime. I will set up a reef tank for sure because they're amazing, aren't they? And it'd just be like something I'd like to bring onto the channel at some point. But at this moment in time, I don't have the room for it. I most certainly don't have the funds. But yeah, it's something that hopefully will come back. See you later, WS6. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I hope you've learned something on your stay here today, mate, because that's kind of what we're looking to achieve. If we can learn from these club meets, then it makes them all worthwhile. I think it's Hero Abana. Thanks for joining us, mate. If I have pronounced your name wrong, I do apologise, but I kind of think I've got it right. Do the Tiger Lotus need CO2 injection? No, mate. I have no CO2 running in my large tanks, and there's no CO2 running in the tank behind me, and it thrives, mate. No, they're just a very easy plant to look after, and probably up there one of the most beautiful. So yeah, mate, they are dead easy. If you look on my channel, there is a Lotus Tiger Lily Care Guide video on there. It's like my most watched video on my channel. So because like when people see that, if you've got a big enough tank, then they are a centerpiece. They are a centerpiece to your aquarium, because I can guarantee every live stream, I bet I'll say it's a Lotus Tiger Lily at least 10 times. Because that's because it grabs everybody's attention. Because look at it. No one else goes, what's them green plants there, Russ? What are them green plants? Oh, they're Anubias, mate. No one ever does. It's always, what's that big leaf red plant behind you? That is awesome. So yeah, it's easy 10 times a stream. Stream for about 3 hours, and yeah, easily 10 times a stream. People are like, what is that? Depends on the species. Beginner corals will overgrow a tank quite quickly. Oh, really? Right. That's good to know, isn't it? Because you can kind of like, at least you can get it filled out with easier plants, I suppose, a little bit, or easier corals, I should say. Nice. Oh, WS6 here, he's teasing us today, isn't he? Aquatic Fanatics UK, thank you for popping in and saying hello, buddy. Hope you're having a good day. Not a problem, Hero. Yeah, give that video a watch, Hero. It's quite good. It's one of my early ones, so it's not as edited, if you will, as what my videos are now. And you'll notice, I notice when I play back an old video, I'm like, oh my God, it's terrible. And they are a lot more edited and just all around better, my videos now. Definitely Aquatic Fanatics, lilies and that they're underrated massively. When I bought the original one I bought for the rainbow tank, I'd never really seen them before, and it's a centerpiece. At the moment, it's not. I've cut it right back, and that's what I am going to have to do with that. At some point, I will have to take the top 7 lilies off it, because there's like loads of lilies underneath, and if it starts taking the light off them, they're just going to go green. So yeah, we'll cut it back. It's just something you have to do with a tiger lily sometimes, is cut it back. When it's looking beautiful, sometimes you just have to make that decision and cut it back. and then it grows back more beautiful than it did last time, and you can train them to be bushy. I love them. Yeah, I know, Coral. I will do it. I will set up. I will set up. I will definitely set up a tank for sure. Just like I say, it's room more than it. Well, it isn't. It's room and money at the moment, but yeah, it's more space for me at the moment. So Aiden, so when you're trimming them down, so like it does go into it in my video, but I did actually cover it on the stream earlier on because I've trimmed the one in the rainbow tank right down today. So yeah, you kind of just any of the leaves that try to get to the surface. So you trim you trim a lotus tiger lily for certain reasons. If it's sending the runner leaves up to the top, you want to try and stop it getting to the surface. If it gets to the surface, it's going to start taking CO2 out of the atmosphere. Once it's got that source of CO2, it's going to send another runner up to the surface and another runner up to the surface. It's going to have like 4 or 5 runners up at the surface taking CO2. While it's doing that, it's not producing plants at the bottom. So it becomes more of a surface plant, if you will. Even though it's obviously bulbed at the bottom, it's still all the leaves are on the surface. So if you stop them getting to the surface, when it tries, what it does then is like, right, kind of thinks, I can't get CO2 from the surface, so I'm going to have to produce a lot of leaves in the water to take as much CO2 in as possible. And that's what it does, and it produces loads of these lilies, and it just stays bushy at the bottom, and you end up with this beautiful plant. And when you trim them, you just follow the lily right down, follow the stem right down to the bulb, and you want to try and trim as near to that bulb as possible. You don't want to damage the bulb, obviously. But if you take the lily off like halfway down, as the stem rots down, the rot will enter the bulb and kill the bulb. So if you trim it right down to the bulb, it kind of takes care of itself and it'll grow more. So that's kind of how you do it, mate. Just trim as near to the bulb as possible. Hi, Raina. I think I missed you, mate. I think I've just missed you. How are you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. You know what? No, mate. No. Bear with me. Sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. It's crazy. I'm calling you. I've got a list of everyone's names because obviously I am forgetful, guys. And I've been calling you crazy and seahorses all day, mate. And I know your name is Rainer because I do have you wrote down on here as Rainer. So I do apologise, buddy. I've been calling you crazy all day. Cheers, Alvaro. Thank you for popping in today, mate. I hope we've kind of dealt with the issues that you've got, the questions you asked. Hopefully, I've done, mate. And I appreciate you popping in, buddy. If you had just ding that like button, mate, before you go, that'd be awesome. And enjoy your day, buddy. I will be back on the next live stream of actually Wednesday, 8 p.m. BSTs. So yeah, hopefully you can pop in then, buddy. But thanks for coming in today, mate. It's been good talking to you. It's a great name, Rainy, you know. I kind of like that name, mate. Kind of funky name. You can also call me Homer or Trigger. Or Homer the Clown Trigger. I listen to many names. Mate, you know what? So I'm called Russ. I get called Ross a lot. Where I worked years ago, I used to assess buildings that had been damaged by fire and water. And I went to one place and the woman's like, "Are you Gus?" Gus? Oh yeah, we get cold bleeding and everything, mate. Not how she got Gus from Russ. I know they rhyme, but come on. UK, I don't think there's many Gusses in the UK anyway, I'll be honest. But yeah, she thought I was called Gus. And then she asked me for ID because she says, "No, I was told Gus was coming." Oh, Jesus. Luckily, I've only ever been called Gus once. So, to everyone that's in at the moment, guys, welcome. These are fish group meetings where we have people from all over the world popping in, saying hello, giving us in-depth look on what they do regarding the hobby. We've had people that cultivate their own white worms. We've got Raina, crazy for seahorses at the moment, that breeds seahorses. We've had people in that have taught me yesterday a lot about the CO2 side of planted aquariums. So I've been in the aquarium hobby for 40 years, and in the past 2 weeks doing the live streams, I've learned so much. And it's just special when you get people like Raina in that does what they do, because it's just a total different insight into this beautiful hobby. And I'd like to think that he's definitely inspired me. I've always wanted a saltwater tank. I have. And it will happen. It will happen for sure. And like talking to Raina just makes me want one even more, to be perfectly honest. So when you're getting people coming in that have got that in-depth knowledge on them certain things, these fish groups are just going to grow and become really, really good. We have people from Australia, quite a few people from the States. And I'll be honest, there's not really been that many people in from the States this past week. I don't know why. It's not like they've got any like bad weather conditions going over there or anything like that. You know, why they can't tune into the stream when it's 170-mile-an-hour wind outside? No excuse, that is. But no, we have had a bit of a less Americans in here this week. But the ones that do pop in regular, like Ron in California, luckily all those are safe. I have like touch base with a good few of them this week, so they are all safe. They're just it's just been a little bit crazy with that weather in it. So, but these have just been brilliant. People from Australia, and then you go, you know, when you get talking to people like the people in Australia, and you find out, well, you think the aquarium hobby in the UK is special because you can get loads of different plants, you can get loads of different fish. So you'd think more of a tropical country like Australia, the hobby would take it to another level because of the things you can get. But actually, when you talk to people in this hobby in Australia, you realise that actually it's really, really hard. This hobby's really hard in Australia because you can only get species of fish that are born in Australia, that are Australian. You can only get species of plants that are Australian because of their quarantine systems and their borders. So they don't let anything in because obviously they have that unique ecosystem. So they don't let these plants in. They don't let these fish in. So you kind of know that their borders are tight, but you don't really think of the impact it'd have on our hobby. So that was quite interesting to find out. Saloy, thanks for bringing us. Thanks for being here today, buddy. What do I think of glowfish? I'm not a fan of it, mate. Anything that's genetically modified needs to stop. There is enough beautiful fish out there without having to genetically modify them, and not a fan of it, mate. That goes for things like some like the flower horns that are just like bred to produce the biggest horns, and just like it's not good, is it? It's not good. At the moment, it's like in the UK, we have the British Bulldog, pretty much our national dog. It's the British Bulldog, but they're bred so they can't breathe. And what's the point of that? Who wants to buy a dog so you can sit there? Who's going to enjoy buying a dog and then sitting there watching it struggle for every breath? yeah, sometimes the genetic breeding, genetically modified, yeah, it doesn't really do it for me, buddy, I'm afraid. Ron is a legend, mate. He is. I'm hoping that I'll have to get in touch with him, but I'm kind of hoping that on Wednesday, I can do like a collaboration fish group meeting. So I'm gonna do these meetings all the time anyway. I'm kind of hoping to have him as like a special guest on there and kind of run it. So if there's any other like YouTubers that you guys know and would like to maybe arrange to come and have so to do like a guest segment on these fish group meetings, like kind of let us know, DM me on Instagram or anything like that. It'd be really good. I can't promise that I'd be able to get big YouTubers on, obviously. I don't for 1 minute think people like Fish Shop Matt and MD, where they've got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, I don't for 1 minute think they'd come onto a fish group meeting with me with my 2,000 subs. You know what I mean? But they're always there to be approached. No, Fish Shop Matt's like proper busy on his channel nowadays, isn't he? He's got things going on. But like smaller YouTubes like Ron, which is Garage Aquatics, and he's a dead nice guy, Ron. And I know he is safe. He was actually visiting family when they had the storm. So I'm hoping to maybe try and get Ron on Wednesday if he can make it. Don't tell him I've said that because he doesn't even know I'm planning Wednesday yet. I've just thought Wednesday may be a good one. Maybe even Friday might be better. Friday can run along a little bit later because I've not got work Saturday, so maybe Friday. But I will touch base with Ron this week and try and get that sorted out. I think everything's expensive, mate, to be honest, isn't it? Austrians are funny, but fish are pricey there. The fish are pricey in the UK now, mate. It's crazy at the moment. Crazy. Where are you then? Aquatic Fanatics UK. You're obviously in the UK. Where have you got your pea puffers for £1, mate? Just like seeing anything like that. I think to be honest, at the moment, like around Manchester, fish are quite expensive, I think, really. You're paying £12 for 3 cardinals at the moment. I think that's extortion. I love dogs, Rainer, I do. I love dogs. And I'll be honest, I was always a dog person. Cats, I love animals, I do. And I kind of got adopted by a cat. And he lived there for 17 years. And kind of like, if someone says, are you a dog or a cat person? I'm both. I think if I had moved into a bigger place, I'd end up buying a puppy and a kitten, let them grow up together so they were like mates. Because I don't think I could make the choice of either going for a cat or a dog, because they both offer you so much in different ways, don't they? Like my cat was amazing. Unfortunately, we did lose him like 3 months ago, but he was awesome. And I'll be honest, if he was still with us, he'd be here now. He'd be sat on camera. He'd be on camera for sure, because he's like, he was awesome. He does make appearances in some of my earlier videos. I did a video on the original shrimp tank, and it was, I think it's the video about catappa leaves. I think it is actually, and the benefits of adding catappa leaves to your aquarium. And I'm doing it, and all of a sudden, like Dre just comes along, sticks his head in the camera, says hello, and then tools off. He was awesome. He was. Father Fish, mate, he seemed like a kind old man. He does actually, mate. Yeah, he's quite controversial, actually, isn't he? I've not really seen much of Father Fish's gear, but he does seem quite controversial, but yeah, actually, a good call, mate. He does seem like a nice guy. He so like my mate, Richard on Fish Keeping Answers. At some point, I'll try and touch base with him as well and see if he wants to come over because you get quite a lot of people ask about shrimp, and I kind of have a basic knowledge of shrimp. I wouldn't put myself to his level by far, but he did help me with my shrimp tank. He turned my shrimp tank around, to be honest, and he did actually turn my YouTube channel around as well with a little bit nice took me to light, if you will. So we kind of got talking about the YouTube, and I kind of stopped doing the YouTube for a bit, and he got in touch and kind of gave me a bit of advice and some nice words that he enjoyed watching my videos and that. So I ended up doing back and going off what he said, and my channel grew from there. So I do have a lot to owe Richard for. I do. But yeah, fish keeping answers on YouTube, guys. Well worth watching his stuff. He's got a great book out actually regarding shrimp as well. So he knows his stuff, you know what I mean? It'd be nice to get him on to do one of these and to talk to people about shrimp and that, because he was awesome. He's really, really nice guy. This is it, isn't it, Rainer? I know he's quite controversial, and I know I've not really ever watched much of his stuff, Father Fish. I haven't, but I hear he's quite controversial, and there's a few people said that on the chats recently that he's controversial and he's dirty tanks and all that. So it might be like good to maybe see if he'd come on and give an insight into how he does things, but he'd probably totally disagree with how I do things. Which is one of those things, though, isn't it? I don't want people that are just going to come on here and agree with what I do. Let's come on here and have people tell us how they do it and why they do it that way, and does it work? So, just one sec there, mate. Aidan, I don't agree with the father fish. Don't touch it rule either. Do you mean no? Don't touch your aquarium? I think, yeah, mate. I think I take it that's what you mean. Yeah, he doesn't do like water changes or anything, does he? I've been kind of come across a bit of criticism on Facebook over a video I do about water changes for rainbow fish, and because I obviously do 40%, and I do fertilize the tank every day because that's what the maker or the manufacturer of that fertilizer says to do. So that's what I do. I follow the recommendations. People are like, oh, I've turned off the video regarding water change when I found out you fertilize your plants. I fertilize my plants. It's what I do. The plants look good for it. So it's like a bit of a weird one, really. So yeah, I like to get in there though, because you can see things if things aren't right. You know, I think maybe when you get a lot of tanks, maybe a little bit of maybe the maintenance becomes a little bit daunting because you've got loads of tanks. So maybe at some point you think, I'll leave it and see how it goes. And if you leave it and it works all right, then maybe that's how it works. I don't really know. I believe he is really. He has got loads of knowledge on this hobby, mate. Yeah. I know. Because I kind of talk about him when I mention Richard. So I've looked into doing like memberships this morning on my channel, and I looked to see what my mate Richard offers for memberships because I want to do the memberships. I want to offer you guys extra. I had a look at what Richard does, and I noticed actually on his list of people that are members, Father Fish is on his membership list. So he is a nice guy, and he does help out the smaller YouTubers. So, maybe in time I could touch base with Father Fish and see what he says. Aquatic Fanatics, you're on the Wirral. Ah, right. So I come over to the I come over to. I was over on the Wirral, mate, about 5 or 6 weeks ago. I did Premier Aquatics on the Wirral. I think it's on the Wirral. It's quite a decent shop, but it was just a bit hot because he heats the room rather than the tanks. So it was really, really hot in there. And then I jibbed over the bridge and nearly, when I got to go to Finest Aquatics. I do like Finest Aquatics as well, mate, which I take it you'll probably go to Finest Aquatics because it's going to be that pretty close to you. That shop's special, mate. It really is. It's crazy with neons and that, mate. And it is crazy with the prices. And I tell you what, I haven't seen for ages. And to be honest, they're like my favourite Cora. And they used to be like in abundance all over the hobby. They were everywhere. Peppered Corridor. I love peppered Corridor. I think they're up there with my favourites. With like you got your stir by and all that, but I don't know. There's something about the peppered Corridor that I like. Can't get them anywhere. It's really mad. But like Cardinals, three for £12. It's like what? I remember they were like 6 for a tenner, not long back, you know. And it's like it's crazy. He's dead nice, mate. Aquatic, innit? Richard's really nice guy, mate. Really is. His knowledge on shrimp is like out there, mate. Honestly. So he brought out his book, and I downloaded it. And like I am a truck driver, so when I'm on taco break, I kind of was like reading his book on my phone, and it turned my shrimp experience round massively, and it's weird how just a few of the slightest tweaks took me from killing shrimp to like having them thriving to the point now where, like I say, I make a shrimp champ and I've transferred shrimp over to another tank because that's how well they were doing. Dahlia, thanks for joining us today. How are you? Hope you're really well. How was my day today? Yeah, it's been okay. A bit of shopping this morning. We've managed to get the maintenance done on the 2 larger aquariums. The maintenance was done on the CO2 tank first thing this morning. So we are doing mighty fine. The shrimp tank's looking great too. We had a really good chat again today. How are you, Dahlia? How's your day been today? Yeah, mate, I like the red saddle too. I'd love them. I do love them. You know what, Raina? Right, yeah. You could go into a shop literally 18 months ago. You could go into a shop and they'd have hundreds everywhere. And now, just don't see them. And I actually did ask the fish store that I go to for just my bits and bobs. I was like, do you never get to see peppered cories anymore? Because like I say, they're my favourites. I love peppered cories. No, don't see them. They've not been on the list to buy for 12 months. So I don't really know why, Rain. I don't know why they've dried up. Why they're not here anymore. I don't get it. Fishman1, thanks, buddy. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Hi, bro. Do you have guppies? I do have a few Endler guppies. I wouldn't look at myself as being an Endler a guppy keeper, though, mate. It's not something I really like guppies as such, mate. No, I have a few Endlers in my shrimp tanks just to keep away the detritus worms. But apart from that, buddy, no. I've got like rainbow fish, angel fish. I have got a tank with CBD, Celestial Pearl, Daniels, and then I've got a shrimp tank. I've been working today, Dahlia. What is it you do, mate? What is it you do? Just been working and then went shopping after. Life, doesn't it? Just gets in the way of our fun, doesn't it? I have been out shopping actually this morning too. Saturday morning is my shopping day. Go out, get some food, get a few beers in, and then crack on. I have just subs. Thanks, Aquatic Fanatics. Yeah, guys, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, guys, you can just ding that subscribe button, like button, show the chat some love, try and get this fish group noticed by the algorithm. That'd be fantastic. Can I show it? Do you want to see, Fishman? Do you want to see all my tanks, buddy? I will unplug you. We'll go for a tour. Just have to unplug you from the mains, mate. So we'll start then with think around. So there you go, mate. That's the shrimp tank. In there, Anubius, 2 different types of crypt, bit of Ludwigia, Java moss at the back. I do kind of let that go a little bit, so there is like a bit of algae in there. We have got a bit of a problem at the front here at the moment, which was there was detritus forming there quite a lot because of the lack of flow. So I've introduced some air stones into there this week, and that's kind of clearing that all out now. So that's all good. The tank you're now seeing, buddy, is a fully planted 240 litre, 4 foot long rainbow fish aquarium. I have things like those little beauties, the Bosemani. I do have some Crebensis in there. Why not when you get fish looking that beautiful? There's the male. There's a black red-tailed shark, which hopefully will come out and show you because he's a stunner as well. And we do have different types of rainbows. We've got the blue rainbows. Got another beautiful Bosemani there. We've got some female Bosemani in here as well. That there is a Susie rainbow fish. Quite boring at the moment. Give it a couple of hours though, and that ugly duckling will become the most beautiful fish in the aquarium. And we have the western rainbow fish there. That's kind of summarizes the fish that are in there. And then we have my angelfish tank, which is currently homing some beautiful Crebensis with the babies. And as you can see, these babies have been the star of the show today, guys. You can see there's a good few there. So we will come away from there a little bit. I don't want to... the problem is the angels follow you, so you don't want to endanger the babies. So that's the angelfish tank. Lotus tiger lily. In my opinion, one of the most beautiful freshwater plants that you can get. So in here it's Anubius, tiger lily. There's some sage that I planted just over a week ago. Hopefully that's growing and going to start growing in pretty well. I have had to keep replanting some of the sage because of the cories in there. As you well know, your corydoras are a bit of a nightmare for digging plants up when they're fresh. And then over to the CO2 tank. So this CO2 tank is only like 6 weeks old. So this was done, like I say, 6 weeks ago. It's growing in nicely. I was quite happy with it. Well, I'm kind of quite happy with it. It's doing okay. What I kind of need to do though is when I come off stream today, I will be ordering some from Amazon. So I need to get some iron to help the red plants go redder, and I need to get some phosphorus, which will just all round help them grow a little bit better. I do already fertilize that with APT3 fertilizer, but if it needs more, then it'll get more, and that's kind of what I like to do. So Yeah, so that's the tanks at the moment, mate. There is a build video for the CO2 tank on my channel that got launched yesterday. It's only 9 minutes long. I managed to cut 8 hours of filming that tank build. I managed to turn it into a 9-minute video. I will say it is nowhere near the standard of what MD does on his tank builds, but it's my first ever tank build video, so first ever one I've taken a bit more serious. So hopefully, if you can watch that, if you like it, let us know in the comments, please. Any beginner shrimp recommendations? I've set up a shrimp tank, shot 15 litres a few weeks ago, and I still don't know what type of shrimp to put in it. Okay, Dahlia. So shrimp are a little bit sensitive. So what you've got to, when you set up a shrimp tank, you cycle your aquarium, which obviously then like the nitrogen cycles in there. It's not really a massive necessity for shrimp tanks, this cycling. Obviously, you want to cycle your aquarium, but it's not a massive necessity really for shrimp tank. The main necessity for shrimp tanks is more an aged aquarium. So for me, I would look at maybe not introducing like any shrimp in there for, personally, I'd say 3 to 6 months. Now, a lot of people going, oh, that's too much, that's too much. That's just going off my personal experience. So you definitely want to wait till it's aged. So shrimp will, right, so let's go back a little bit. So do you know, when you put your hand in the aquarium and say you pull out a rock and it's got that slimy feel with it, yeah, we'll all know it because we've all done it, haven't we? Because you pick it up and you think, oh God, I've better get hold of that because it's slimy. So that slimy is it's biofilm. It's like loads of little microorganisms and different things that are growing. And the shrimp need that. They need that in their life. And no matter what, you'll feed your shrimp, because you do have to feed your shrimp to make them, like, it's obviously to give them food. But your shrimp will always be like, you'll see them, they're always there just picking away. And what they're doing is eating that little biofilm. And without the biofilm, your shrimp aren't going to really survive. You need that biofilm to survive, and feeding, obviously target feeding as well. So I'd just wait a little bit, Dahlia, till when you put your hand in and the stuff feels slimy, and then you know you've got that biofilm then that shrimp thrive on. Then you're ready to introduce shrimp. Depending then is on your water quality. If you're a soft water or hard water, like I'm soft water, and my Neocaridina thrive in there. So yeah, just a bit of research. Just research. Because so you can do it with RO and then change your water parameters to what you want. But it is a lot of messing about. So if you've got water that's suitable for like Caridina shrimp, then you may be looking at like your crystal reds and your crystal blacks. Whereas if your water's more suitable for your Neocaridina, then you're looking at your red cherry shrimp, and like they call them cherry shrimp, but they'll come in like green, blues, yellows, whites, reds. They are like massive array of colours. You can do Skittles tanks, but over time a Skittles tank will end up brown. And when I say a Skittles tank, like loads of different colours. So if you put like red shrimp, blue shrimp, green shrimp, yellow shrimp all together, they will crossbreed, and over time you'll just end up with these little brown shrimp that look more like they did, or more like they do in the wild. In the wild, the reds and the blues and the greens are not that they've just been like target bred to make them redder and redder, or greener and greener. So it's a totally different world, shrimp world, mate. Because when you buy your shrimp, you can buy red shrimp that's cheap, or you can buy like a blood red. I think the painted blood red shrimp that are like the reddest shrimp you'll ever see. They're not cheap. So you just got to watch. And some people take like the shrimp so seriously, and they will like they'll take out the shrimp that don't match their colour. You know, you'll get some female shrimp that'll be a little bit paler, and they'll take them out so it don't breed and break that bloodline, because a lot of shrimp breeders want them really red, because the more red, the deeper red colour they are, the more money they're worth. So they do kind of like, is it target breed, if you will, to kind of like get the best colours going. And that's kind of how the hobby of shrimps changed, you know, or changed the hobby of aquarium keeping really in the past 20 years, I think. But I'll say, Dahlia, watch Richard Fish Keeping Answers on YouTube. Watch his videos, listen to what he says. He's done a video that's an hour and a half long, yeah, and I have watched it. And if you can put an hour and a half to one side, then I recommend you watch that video, because what he's produced a book, and the video is the book. Everything that's in the book is done on a video, and you can watch it for free. All I'd say is, if you do go over there and watch it, just say that Russ from BGN Aquariums sent you over to watch it, because he supports my channel so much. So I try and give a little bit back. I'm just a small fish in a big pond, and I try and just like, when you've got a bigger YouTuber helping you, it's hard to try and do the same back, because you think I'm showing, like, I'm recommending his channel to the odd person, where he's recommended to like thousands of people. So it's nice when people go over and just say, "Oh, Russ sent us over," because then at least he kind of knows that I'm doing the best I can to pay him back for the help he's given me in time, to be perfectly honest. Aquatic Fanatics, mate. Hopefully you're still in. I do waffle on me, buddy. I do, so I get caught behind a little bit on the chat. Thanks for joining us today, mate. Hope you're well. To be honest, I'd probably call it a day in a minute myself, to be honest, because it's like 5:30 and I'm getting a little bit peckish. Thanks, Plug, mate. Again today, buddy, thanks for all the hard work you've put in there, mate. It's I really do appreciate the time you put in to help the channel out, mate. I really do. That's, you know what, Raina? I love it, mate. I've got loads of different books on them, and like, get a book on it, read about it, find out everything you possibly can. Bloody works, done it. And he's like, the ebook he does, I think it's all like $9.99 or something like that. It's not expensive. He has actually done a paperback version of it, which I would like to be perfectly honest. But get a book. You can just look, can't you? Straight away. I have actually just recently bought an aquatic plant encyclopedia, which is like, it covers loads of different stuff. So that's going to be quite a good one. That hopefully can bring a few videos out for the planted aquarium side as well. Do I have Nemo? No, Lizard. Sorry, mate. You're not going to find him here. No, at the moment, I don't have Nemo, but Raina, crazy for horses, there's a pretty good chance he's got Nemo, his brother, sister, cousins, the lot. He's our saltwater guy. He's a breeds seahorses, mate. So he's probably got a few Nemos. Yeah, Plug there. It's the clownfish, isn't it? It's the fish that probably got bought loads and loads and loads after the film Finding Nemo. Hence why, like, 10 years ago, no one had ever really heard of axolotls, and now, due to Minecraft, everybody's heard of axolotls, haven't they? Which is, to me, is a little bit of a worry. Fad buying animals, to me, isn't not great. Not great. Yeah, you got a brutal brother. Tomato clownfish. Right, guys, I am gonna wrap it up because I'm starving, really hungry. So and I can't think what I've got out for my tea, for my dinner. So thanks again, guys, for joining us today. Like I say, the next club meeting, unfortunately, will be Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I will drop. I'll kind of like book the live slot later on tonight on YouTube. I'll put it on my community. What am I having for dinner? I know what, mate. I am trying to think. I've got some chicken, so I'm going to dice some chicken. I'm going a little bit Italian, mate. I like cooking, me, buddy. I do. I should do a cooking channel as well. I like cooking, so yeah, I'm gonna do. So I've got some chicken. I'm gonna chop that up, fry it with a lot of garlic, and I mean like a lot of garlic. It was like really, really garlicky. I'm gonna add some cream to that, so it's like chicken al forno, I believe the Italians call it. So chicken al forno, and then I've is it Reina? Not Crazy Seahorses guy. The people that make the pasta, they do this gnocchi, and you fry the gnocchi in butter and it goes all crispy, and then I'll be dropping that into the Alfredo sauce, mate. So yeah, that's what I'm having. So no vampires coming around my neck tonight, mate, because I'll be garlicked up for sure. I will, Dahlia. I'll try and enjoy it. I do like cooking, though, to be honest. I do. So I think we'll call it a day there, guys. Thank you so much for all the support I've had over the past few weeks for these. It's really, really good. Dahlia, I'll thank you again for what you did last week, love. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. Plug, Jay, thanks so much, mate. You do a great job for me with the moderator stuff, mate. I don't know where I'd be without you. Raina, thanks for popping in again today, mate. I'll be perfectly honest with you, mate. If your ears have been burning this week, that will be mainly because of me, buddy. And I've kind of used you a little bit this week to try and promote the channel, to promote the fish club, because as I've already said to you before, when I've got a small fish club like this that I'm trying to grow, and I've got somebody that's got your experience on something that you don't see, breeding seahorses, mate, that to me is like, I feel honoured that you join our chats, buddy. I really do. So I really appreciate that, mate. And take care, guys, everybody. Thor, so unfortunately, mate, you've just caught us as we're just leaving, but thanks for popping in anyway. How do you grow so many healthy plants in your aquarium? I will try and answer that quickly. I do a video on my channel, mate, called The Planted Aquarium, which goes into detail of how I grow my plants so well. Good substrate to start off with. Plenty of care. Fertilization, buddy. Take care, everybody. See you all Wednesday at 8 p.m. and we'll see how the evening club meets go. Hopefully it's not too dark in here, so that's something we'll have to look at. Hopefully it's not too dark, but take care, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining us again. See you.